Beats Planet.
It is. What a fantastic time to be a fan of the draft. This is like Christmas, but it's a little bit better because this goddamn draft season. We've been waiting our whole lives for this one. Actually, we've been waiting since like January or some shit, but it's cool. Same old thing. Same old thing. It's your boy Voch Lombardi. I appreciate everybody for being here. Shake my hand. Can we get flames in the chat? Can we get water in the chat? We don't have no symbol for draft. Can we as a group figure out what our draft emoji is going to be? And whatever that is, drop it in the chat, please. Let's do some house cleaning before we get into this draft content. We got a long little show for y'all today, man. Got a long little show. I'm Voch. We're here on the Voch Lombardi page. We're here on the volume page. Appreciate everybody for being here. I would love for everybody on the Voch side to just congregate over to the volume side because that's where the big money is. And, that's where we're going to be. That's where live streams will be exclusive starting in May. So if you're not over on the volume side, if you haven't hit the sub, if you haven't hit like on everything with the notification bell, please do that. Even though you don't have to hit the notification bell because we're going to be on time relatively Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time, sometimes 3:06, but that's turned into an inside joke. So yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in on both sides, man. We got a long little draft thing to do. They've sung all the songs. They've done the Pledge of Allegiance. We've brought the players out. Goodell's had his little scotch in the back. It's time to get busy, man. And before you know it, the Jags will be on the clock. So salute to everybody for being here. Now, this show, like all shows, it's a very interactive show. All right, write down that word, interactive. It will be on the test. We want to hear from you. So our chat box will be wide open all day, every day. No problem. Why? Because I love to hear from y'all. I want to see y'all reactions. I want to see how y'all kind of navigate this thing. Now, we've done this in Draft World. We've done these draft shows before. Could y'all please, for the life of you, I don't want to put nobody on punishment, right? And mods, don't kick nobody out for this, but I just want to fair warn everybody, right? Let's not spoil the picks, right? There's no real joy in you running to Twitter, finding out who the pick is and running over to the chat box and saying who the pick. Like, you don't get clout for that, you know what I mean? So let's just all kind of, experience this together, or experience it when Voch experienced it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be watching on. I know some of y'all may be streaming, some of y'all may be watching the bootleg, or some of y'all are, probably watching on the local channels, ABC. I'll be watching on ABC. So if y'all want to time up with me, that's how I'll be watching, and that's when I'm gonna get my reactions, of course. Will Still is not going to be with us. Shouts out to Will Still. He's going to be doing some work on his side, but we got the homie Brum up in here. Brum's not going to come on and say too much, but Brum will be in control of all the visuals and things like that. So let's get a good little metaphorical hand clap, a good little flame in the chat box for the homie Brumley. He'll be with us for the foreseeable future. Also, because Voch works so hard, whoever, we end up drafting, or however this draft ends up going. I said we, pardon me. However this draft ends up going, I know we're streaming now, but there's going to be some type of report on the volume in the morning, right? I'm going to be just immediately, whatever it is, I'm going to be taking that pick, and we're going to be talking about it on the volume. So stay tuned in for all that good content, man. Let me turn my TV up, but not too loud, because I don't want no copyright nonsense. No copyright nonsense for me. There we go. Like I was saying, interaction, right? I'll be looking in both chat boxes to get y'all feels for it. But if you notice on the screen, we got a little phone number on the bottom there, 202-926-1127, access code 309104. That is our phone line. Now, I have a platinum caller system, so I kind of know who's calling in. I know where the Jags fans are, where the Lions fans are. So if you're a fan of a team and you want to react to your pick, try to call in during your pick. You know what I mean? If you're a Jags fan, don't call in when the Ravens on the clock. I ain't got nothing to say to y'all then. You know what I mean? Get in where you fit in. You feel me? with that being said, let's talk about this draft a little bit. Plus, if y'all here for like Colin Cowherd, he'll be here in like 10 minutes. He'll be here in 20 minutes. Whenever you pop up, you got Voch right now. There'll be somebody like, Voch, where's Colin Cowherd? I don't have his number. He's at lunch or something. He's at whatever rich people, whatever rich people eat at 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? That's what he's doing. He's at rich people Chipotle right now. That's what's going on. But let's just kind of get into this draft, give just a general feel, my general thoughts. Typically we get the phases of the draft where we think we know what's going on. Then we get the chum in the water phase, and then we get the okay, shit's getting real. This is what's happening phase of the draft, right? That's just kind of how this thing works. So we've gotten over most of the smoke screen, chum in the water type stuff. Let's get some background music on this for me. Here we go. We've gone through the chum in the water phase, right? So now we're starting to get these reports. And what's interesting to me, how I thought this draft was going to go, I thought it was simply Ice Cube is on stage. I thought this was going to be, okay, well, the teams at the top of the draft, those are where all the question players are, right? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be that team that says, okay, I got the number 4th overall pick this year. Where's my Kyle Pitts? Where's my Jamar Chase? Where's my Micah Parsons, right? This class isn't going to give you any of those guys. I think this class is filled with complementary players, some help guys, some guys that go along with the superstars on your team already. This isn't a superstar draft necessarily. But all the players from 13 till about 55, right? I would say that's where the true sweet spot is. Plus, that's where the best players are. That's where, in my opinion, if you're going to have favorite players like your number 1 center in Tyler Linderbaum, your number 1 guard in Kenyon Green, your number 1 linebacker in the Kobe Dean, those guys they're going to go in that range because 1, team suck at drafting, and 2, position value, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if anybody wants to do anything in this draft, it'll be to trade back. You wouldn't want to be in those top picks. You would want to get away from those top picks to get more picks in that sweet spot. But there's been a development. Where's my shit? There's been a development. It seems like, and this kind of makes sense when you look at it this way. This draft doesn't have a lot of elite talent. It doesn't have a lot of top tier super talents. So what you're going to get is, okay, if I'm a team and I only got 12 first round grades, we want to trade up to get one of those guys that we have high grades on, as opposed to being in that sweet spot. So it really depends on what you're looking for. So if you're a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, right, and you feel like, okay, you got most of what you need, you got most of the pieces you want, maybe you don't need to be in, having multiple picks in, day 2 or something like that. Maybe you just want to say, hey, look, we just lost Tyreek Hill. Maybe I want a guy that's similar to Tyreek Hill. So we've been hearing the rumors about, okay, well, maybe the Chiefs want to trade up. If the Chiefs trade up and they move to go get a receiver, why not get a receiver that's similar to your Tyreek Hill kind of guy? Or if you're a team that's, for example, we know Charles Cross is kind of falling in this thing, right? But we know that there are teams that would love to have a Charles Cross in their team section, the Baltimore Ravens, of course. So instead of letting Charles Cross get to the Ravens, right, as I pull up Tankathon at 14, instead of, letting Charles Cross get to the Ravens, maybe you want to trade up to 12 so you can get in front of Houston, so you can get in front of the Eagles, so you can get in front of Baltimore, so you don't have to worry about that left tackle competition, right? It's going to be interesting. And I think a lot of these trades are going to depend on who's falling. If these players start to fall, man, it's just going to be this super push-pull thing of, hey, what do I value? Do I value this guy that I would consider maybe a star player, or do I value the most guys that I can probably get, just more guys, more talented, more player ready guys, or do I go for the guy that could be a superstar? This is a draft show for all teams. This is a all 32 team production, but I'm a Cowboys fan. I know that a lot of my viewers are Cowboys fans, so there's going to be some stuff that's kind of, catered to that. But we've been hearing news that the Cowboys want to trade up, and I'd imagine if you look at the 30 visits, it's like a Charles Cross, it's like a Drake London. I've heard Trevor Penning, but that'll make me sick. Let me pause this. If y'all want to see Voch get pissed off for real in real life, let us not only trade up, but if we trade up to get Trevor Penning, if we give up picks to go get Trevor Penning, Voch's gonna be a little bit upset, man. Voch gonna be a little bit upset, man. So that's what that is, right? So it's really gone from, hey, I don't trust these question guys. Let me go get more picks. It's turned from that to an arms race for the first 12 guys. Now I would imagine that the trade up stuff would go into, okay, well, let's get those guys. But I think once we get past like pick number 12, like when the Thibodeau's are gone, like if Thibodeau falls, you may get a trade up war to go get him. If Stingley falls, if Jordan Davis falls, it may turn into a trade up war to go get those guys. But once those dudes are gone, everybody's gonna be like, all right, cool. So who wants my pick? Can I get some day 2 picks? Can I get something to kind of compliment me in that way? And I think it's going to be interesting, man. I think it's going to be an interesting push-pull effect when we really, figure out how these guys are going to fall. And it all depends on who's falling. Can guys fall? For sure. Why? Because teams suck at drafting, we don't have any indication that many quarterbacks are going to go top 10. I don't know if any quarterback's going to go top 10. I saw Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft. He had Malik Willis going 32. And y'all want to look at my mock draft and talk shit to me. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for your slander. He can go 32, but we just don't really have a good idea of where these quarterbacks are going to go. Matt Corral, quarterback from Ole Miss, he's got an indication that, hey, man, you might want to come to the draft because multiple teams are interested in you. You may be taken by one of these guys. Kenny Pickett, you may be taken by one of these guys. We don't look at any of these dudes as if they're like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields type characters. But, if you're a team that needs a quarterback, then that may mean something to you. I'm a Cowboy fan. So it really doesn't mean anything to me. What that means to me is if quarterback goes high, good players are just going to fall to my team, and that's all I want. So the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock as I sip my tea. Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. And I just can't fathom the idea that Travon Walker has somehow become the first overall pick. I know, said. I just... My homeboy said he fresh over here. So if y'all see me look over this direction and say something to him, he's trying to get my attention for something that's going on the TV, or I just said something that he just shook his head and agreed with. So if y'all see me looking over there, that's what that is. Shouts out to Said he fresh. When I first watched Travon Walker, and we're saying this because the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock, so let's give y'all some Jags-related content, right? As I look at Travon Walker when he first came out, he was a guy that was like, okay, he's on this Georgia defense with these other Georgia gangsters. Top tier stuff going on all across that front line, that front seven, nothing but top tier stuff, right? Travon Walker wasn't really the guy that if you walked away from the Georgia defense, you would go, oh, he's going to be the dude that's first overall pick. You look at Devontae Wyatt, Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, Channing Tindall. I'm not going to say Jordan Davis' name because I don't want these other teams to just think that it's okay to be drafting Jordan Davis and they're not the Cowboys. But if you look at these guys, you wouldn't think that Travon Walker would be the first guy off the board. When I first watched film on him, he was like the 20-something guy, right? He was drafting in the 20s or whatever, right? So you go through a little, draft process, you go through the Senior Bowl or something, and now Travon Walker is the first overall pick. I find it strange, but they got him listed as a defensive end, and you got to ask yourself, man, are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Floor guy, big man. Big as them, man. So let's see what Jacksonville does, man. You got to ask yourself, are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Now, if Jacksonville does not go Travon Walker, in which I think is a real thing, if they do not go Travon Walker, then Ikem Ekwonu is an option. Evan Neal is an option. I don't necessarily think that, they probably should be options, but they're options. And I think that's as far as we're going to go. They zoomed in on like Kenny Pickett, but that's, come on, what was zooming in on Kenny Pickett for? Trevor Lawrence is there. And in my personal opinion, Shad Khan's mustache get me every time, dog. Shad Khan, like he just got a revolver and he's just ready to just duel somebody outside the saloon. He just want to walk 10 paces and just shoot somebody for his honor with his big bike with the big front wheel. That's what Shad Khan looked like. But so in my opinion, what should the pick be? Well, we have a mock draft version 1 point only. I hate mock drafts, to be fair. But y'all asked for him like, Voch, can we get a mock draft from you? And I go, no. But Voch, you got to do a mock draft. And I do one of y'all hate it. But in my mind, Ikem Ekwonu should be the number 1 overall pick because I think he's the best player in this draft. If not, Aidan Hutchinson would be a close second. Even if you like Kayvon Thibodeau, I wouldn't say you're a bad drafting team for that. Let's see what's happening here. Here we go. We got the first pick of the draft. Hey, that's y'all guy, man. Hey, look, shouts out to Travon Walker. This the best time of his life. I see he's there with his family. He already, you know what I'm saying? He already got this chain that he probably couldn't afford 3 weeks ago. Shouts out to him. That's a nice couch there, buddy. It's a nice ass couch there, buddy. All his family. Hey, look, man. Look, Chad, don't get me wrong, bro. Chat box, don't get me wrong, man. I'm happy for anybody that gets drafted, man. I'm happy for anybody that gets drafted, bro. You look, buy your mama whatever house. This is probably Airbnb, but pay for this Airbnb. But after that, look, buy your mama a house, take care of your people, man. I love this for all these young men. You've been playing football your whole life to get to this point, and your dreams come true. Love that for Travon Walker. But boy, I wouldn't have done it. It's just too rich for me. Too rich for me. Somebody chat by say, but Voch, you ahead. No, I'm not. Y'all behind. Y'all behind, Playboy. I got someone on the phone real quick. Let's see who this is. The line speaker's in. King Marquise, what up? King Marquise, what up? Going 1 time, 2 time.
Can you hear me?
Hey, man, you better take me off mute, man. It's the Voch Lombardi show on the volume, baby. Come on now. Come on now. What you got, Marquise?
Hey, man, listen. All I know is
actually, time out. Marquise, don't go nowhere. I'm hanging up on you, but don't leave. Like, stay right there. Tyler the Scout is a Lions fan, so I want some Lions insight right now. Marquise, don't leave. Tyler, what's up, man? How does that priority feel to jump in front of Marquise like that?
I literally just shouted the entire time. My wife looked out from where she's working in our room and was like, what happened? I was like, honey, we're getting Aidan Hutchinson's baby. Let's go.
So as a Lions fan, right now. Okay, so as a Lions fan, you were really hoping to get Hutchinson in Detroit. So if the Jags would have taken Hutchinson, you would have been upset.
I would have been upset, yes, because then at 2, I don't know if we go Travon. I don't know if we go Thibodeau. I don't know if we go Sauce. Just a little bit more variable, but I think we put Hutchinson next to Ozarike, next to McNeil from who we got last year in the last second and third round of last year. I am absolutely ecstatic right now, Voch. I'm excited. I'm excited to be a Lions fan right now. The D-line's going to get better. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll see what happens. Great show. I'm really excited for you, buddy.
Appreciate you, man. Okay, so if y'all don't get Aidan Hutchinson, call back with your anger, all right? Appreciate you.
Will do.
Love it, love it, love it. Marquise, you are such a good sport, man. My bad. What you got for the show?
This man threw me to the side.
I sure did. I sure did throw you to the side for that. I sure did for that Lions fan.
It's understandable. I get it. But,
gotcha. Go ahead.
But hopefully the Cowboys make the right decision today. And
Cowboys, man. It's the second overall pick, man. What are you talking about, Cowboys, man?
Man, I don't care about this. None of these other teams matter besides the Cowboys.
Hey, that's fair. I do agree. But the Lions pick is in. I'm gonna get back with you. Marquise, call back later. All right.
All right.
Appreciate you, Alex, the Eagles fan in the chat box. Don't you go nowhere neither. Ooh, short dog on the phone. Got to go to short dog. But yeah, if you're the Lions right here, you got to get Aidan Hutchinson. You got to get Ikem Ekwonu, Evan Neal if that's your guy, Kayvon Thibodeau if that's your guy. Let's see. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. So I was tapped in with my Lions correspondent, with the homie Dalton over at UCF Jaguar. Check him out on YouTube. I hit him up on the Twitter machine the other day, man, and I asked him, bro. I was like, "Hey, man, like, if y'all get Travon Walker, you gonna be mad?" He was like, "Yeah, because that's overthinking." I agree. So if you're one of these teams, like you have the first overall pick, second overall pick, whatever combination of Aidan Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Ikem Ekwonu, Evan Neal, I have my own personal order. But whatever two guys you pick out of that list, look at our graphics, man. Can we get flames in the chat for our graphics team over here at the volume, please? Listen, man, like whatever combination of those four dudes go to those two teams, it's fine with that. I really think Travon Walker was a bit of a reach, but I have no earthly idea how he got the first overall. I guess they're banking on the upside, but hey, shouts out to the Jags. You line that dude up on the other side of Josh Allen. I guess that's something that they'll do. I guess they're trying to build the trenches. In my mind, you would build the trenches with this dude that's swag as hell. You would put him on the other side of Josh Allen and what's his name, Jacksonville. But it is what it is. So yeah, the Detroit Lions, they kept Aidan Hutchinson in Michigan. Bro, fantastic player, man. I love Aidan Hutchinson to pieces, man. When I saw him play with Kwity Paye last year, right? I mean, he was solid then. You know, he wasn't really as refined as he could have been, but I kind of like that, right? You know, some people would look at that and be like, "Oh, Hutchinson is a one-hit wonder. He only had one good year." I look at that as he identified what he was bad at and he got better at it. It's not like the Big Ten got that much better or anything like that. The Big Ten is what the Big Ten is. But Kwity Paye goes away. We need somebody to kind of step into that position. You got this super refined dude that's great with his hands. They got great power. As soon as he touch people, they explode. When I was watching Michigan, I wasn't a fan of how they played him at outside linebacker. Sometimes they would just rush him standing. I wasn't a fan of rushing Aidan Hutchinson standing because I just didn't think that's what he was good at. I want Aidan Hutchinson close to somebody, coming off the line of scrimmage, punching them in their chest, and they explode. That's what I want from Aidan Hutchinson. And you don't really get that when he's like at a wide nine or when he's lined up at linebacker or whatever, right? But now that he's here in the league, I fully expect Aidan Hutchinson to be in a 3-point stance, and I expect for Aidan Hutchinson to have to have enough hand technique, to have enough floor baseline polish, with his technique and things like that, to at least be effective year one for you. Now, his ceiling isn't as high. So Aidan Hutchinson is about as good as he's going to be right now. Can he get a little bit better? He could possibly get a little bit better. But his good right now is good to go right now. You can line up and play that dude right now. Tyler, the Lions fan that was just on the call for us, he's celebrating. He says, "War call, Tyler. This is for you. So let me do this for you." Tyler in the chat box and all Lions fans, you got you one, player. And now we got Short Dog on the phone. I know he ain't got nothing to say about the Texans pick, but we can't pass on Short Dog. Short Dog, quickly, sir, because we got to get into the Lions pick. The Texans pick is in. Go ahead.
Please switch over to the volume. $5.94 on Voch. We got $300 on the volume. We need it's Voch and the volume, same name, different gang. Same different name, same gang. Everybody switch over. You know what it be, Voch. I'm riding with you. I love you, dog, and things about to get gully. Some guys are drafting bad. I love you, and I'll see you at 22, G. I'll see you at 24. I love you.
That's why we let Short Dog in, man. Because I know, I see me and Short Dog got that telepathic, that ESPN brain thing, man. See, I knew Short Dog was gonna come in and shout the volume out. Shouts out to the volume. He's absolutely right. We're live on 2 channels right now. If you're watching on the Voch Lombardi channel, please direct your attention over to the volume because that's where the big bag is at, man. We want to give people over there. Live streams will be exclusive on the volume. And if you're not a subscriber and you're brand new here, you have no clue who I am. I'm kind of the new dude in the school. That's perfectly fine. I'm Voch Lombardi. If you like what you see here, hit the sub, and we go live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central, dropping good content like this. In draft season, we talk draft. Let's see. So the Texans are on the clock, right? And they got this graphic up on the screen where it's Stingley looking cool, Sauce Gardner up there, Ikem Ekwonu, Kayvon Thibodeau. Now, I don't think it's too early to start talking about this, right? Because right now, it's the 3rd overall pick, but you can always start, dictating 2 things: when a slide starts and when a run starts. You always got to think about slides. You got to think about runs and team needs and things of that nature. So the Houston Texans need a little bit of everything, so they can get either one of these guys. You can always count on offensive line runs happening. How many of these teams are going to want corner? So if a corner doesn't go here, how far does a corner fall? Things of that nature. We just got to take that into account. So I think it's interesting, man. And, where will Thibodeau land? Where, if Stingley doesn't go here, how far will he fall? I think these are all questions that we can that are going to be relevant for us moving forward. Let's take a look and see. Derek Stingley. Cool. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. And y'all better not be booing Derek Stingley. You heard? So my homeboy said he first said the Vikings fan, he was hoping for Derek Stingley. Now, said, let me ask you this, though, because you're a part of the show, right? You, as a Vikings fan, you wanted Stingley around, and Stingley was somebody that your organization and your fan base likes. We know teams are trying to trade up to the 12, 13, 14 area. So do you think that your pick is up for grabs now? Especially since y'all may be looking at quarterback next year. You may want to acquire picks to trade. So look, chat, if we gotta predict a trade, we just got to look at, what teams would the Vikings want. And if those players start to leave, Stingley's definitely one of them. If those players start to leave, you got to think about trade up to 12. Let me just talk about Stingley for a second, bro. Bro, like, I love Sauce Gardner, man. But when Sauce gets drafted, they're going to show a whole bunch of clips of Sauce whooping people that play for Houston and Memphis and UCF. And that's fine. I don't know none of them kids. But let's just look at all the people we can recognize Derek Stingley just lining up against, having good ball skills against, So this is my whole thing. Why would they put that in the highlight reel? I hate that. Why would they put Derek Stingley missing a tackle in the Stingley highlight reel? I hate that they're doing that to him. But what I was saying, though, you can have, your favorite corners. I like McDuffie. I like Sauce Gardner, right? My thing is, you may look at why they showing bad plays from Stingley's highlight tape. This seems draft Illuminati. I don't like it. But if you look at Stingley's current tape, and that might be why they're showing Stingley's bad plays on his highlight tape. But if you take a look at Stingley and you go, okay, I like Sauce Gardner more than Stingley's current tape, I don't hate you for that. But in my mind, you got to consider team building. You got to consider, okay, what dude am I getting? Am I getting the dude that wore jersey 24 or the dude that wore jersey number 7? And in my mind, in my personal opinion, dude, you got to be like, hey, whatever you got to do to get that dude back to 24, you got to do it. Here's my analogy, because I know there's some new people tuned in. When we were in Wakanda and all the little monsters showed up and Captain America pulled up, T'Challa didn't look Captain America in the face and said, you know what? You got hands. You got superhero serum. Go out here and fist fight with these monsters. He didn't say that. He wanted Captain America to have every advantage he possibly could. So you know what he said? He said, get that man a shield. Get that man a shield. Whatever Derek Stingley's shield is, get it for him. Get it for him. And, there were some reports came out that said, well, Voch, teams don't like him because they think that, he's not an alpha. He works better when there's another top tier corner in the room. So you know what you need to do if you're the Texans? You need to find another corner that's a little older, that can be alpha guy to bring Stingley along until he's ready. Well, Voch, we feel like Stingley was only good because they were on that championship team and they had pass rushers over there. You know what you need to do? You need to find some pass rushers so that we can make Stingley that dude that had 24. You can live in this world where you can be like, Derek Stingley, I want him to be who he is, and I want him to be mature, and I want him to be grown, and I want him to be da-da-da. You could be that way. But if you're legit into team building, Derek Stingley, what do I have to do to get you back to freshman year, to get you back to number 24? And there's no tape better than that. There's no cornerback tape better than that. The ball skills, the athleticism, the size, it does not get better with that. That dude, the only dude I seen Derek Stingley really get beat by was it was in the Florida game. It was Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson was the only guy that I really seen put hands on Stingley. But think about that grinder that Stingley had to go through, right? And I love Sauce Gardner. But the Houston kids ain't Kyle Pitts. They ain't Van Jefferson. They ain't Jerry Jeudy. They ain't Henry Ruggs. They ain't Devontae Smith. They ain't Jamar Chase at practice. Think of all these things, man. Stingley was, Brum, can I get my top 50 board up, please? Stingley was, I think he was like number 3 on my board, man. Like I put Stingley that high because number 3 on my board. I put right behind Aidan Hutchinson. So here we go. We on track. Now Dean ain't going next, but if Sauce go next, we on board. Listen. So my whole thing about Stingley, I put him number 3 on my board because in my mind, if I can get that dude back to jersey number 24, get him a shield. And if that's the case, then the Houston Texans got on one. So if you're a Texans fan tuned in right now, I think Eastside Harold used to listen to it, but I don't think he likes us right now. But hey, shouts out to Eastside Harold. Big man for the Jets. Hey. And my homie is heartbroken. Stingley's that dude, bro. Stingley's that dude. Now, Oh, Stingley wasn't gonna fall, man. Teams are gonna slowly but surely come back to their senses, brother said. So let's see. The pick is in for the New York Jets. If y'all want to call into the show, the number's on the screen, please. 202-926-1127, access code 309-104. Come on in and help yourself. Scott Smith in the chat says Karloff is way overrated, Voch. According to who? according to who? Not by my eyes. I passed the eye test. Let's talk about the Jets real quick. The Jets are another team that, and it's crazy that the Jets were about to give up like all their picks for like Deebo Samuel. I think that was like weird. The Jets are, in my opinion, they're like the Detroit Lions, where they got so many picks that they can like change like their whole landscape in this thing, right? The Jets got number 4, 10, 35, 38, and 69. So that's 5 picks in their top 100. They was willing to give up half of that for Deebo Samuel. When in real life, you could just wait till one of these later picks and just get a dude, just get a wide receiver. You can get whatever player you want at 10, but I think that this 4th overall pick is super important because this is not one of those picks that picks itself, right? Like if you got Ikem Ekwonu, Sauce Gardner, and like Evan Neal on the board, right? You got those 3 guys on the board. And let's just throw in Jameson Williams. You got 4 guys on the board. If you're picking at 4th overall, you've got to pick the right guy. If you're picking at 10, if it's a top tier player at 10, that player kind of just picked itself. Just whoever's left over at 10, you just get that dude, the best dude that you would hope for. So this 4th overall pick is super important, especially with these guys on the board. So who should the pick be? Ikem Ekwonu is my number 1 player in the whole draft. So if he's available at the 4th overall pick, but this is interesting too, though. If I could just hit you with this, because the pick could be Sauce, but I know that the Jets like their left tackle and they move Mekhi Becton to right tackle. So this may not be offensive line unless they feel like one of those dudes can play guard. Let's see. Sauce Gardner, so they went cornerback. That's interesting because there was some Jets fans telling me that, right? Let me look up our lads, because I swear the fella that they were telling me about, I had no clue who that character was. Not Giants, Jets. They got a left tackle that they like, or a tackle that they like. George Fant, I believe. I was like, yeah, man, you know, let the Jets go get offensive line. And some Jets fan was like, but Voch, what about this dude that we like already that played a little better than Mekhi Becton? I'm a Mekhi Becton truther, but apparently Mekhi Becton's lazy or something like that. I don't know. But whoever, you know, George Fant is, I never heard of him. I know Elijah Vera Tucker exists. He came from USC. He's playing guard. He could play tackle also. So that's like 3 tackles in your room that you feel good about if you need to go with those guys. And then like Laken Tomlinson there, and not Dallas Connor McGovern, but Denver Connor McGovern. So maybe the Jets felt good about their offensive line overall, but I think in my mock draft, I mocked the Jets taking Stingley and Sauce, and Jets fans was mad at me. Voch, why would you take corner? There's other stuff happening here. There's other stuff we need. But I'm like, fam, if you can get – oh, I got Sauce Gardner at 4? What a mock. What a mock. People shitting on my little mock. What a mock so far. So if you have an opportunity to get one of the best players in the draft on the board, go get that dude, you know? So in my mind, the Jets getting Sauce Gardner just made a little bit of sense to me. It just made a little bit of sense to me. So they're addressing the cornerback position. They chose not to go offensive line. I like Sauce Gardner. I know what I said earlier. I know earlier, you know, I said, hey, Sauce Gardner beat up on them dudes at Memphis and Hugh. That's not to disparage Sauce Gardner, because he did play some good reps versus Alabama. I'm not just being that guy. However, when it's Gardner versus, you know, Derek Stingley, I gotta, you know, poo on Sauce Gardner a little bit. But in terms of like smart player, zone coverage, athlete, length, man coverage, sticky, attitude, confidence, like he's got all the things that you want in a top tier corner. Now these top tier corners can be coin flips sometimes, and it really depends on their athleticism and, you know, how they capture the nuance of the game, right? Like Derek Stingley's nuance super move is like ball skills. So he'll bait people, he'll make you think that you're beat, he'll speed up till you get the ball out the air. You know, I don't think Gardner has those traits, like those hidden little traits like that, but just as a natural man cover corner, he's fantastic at it. If you want to, lean towards the idea that, oh, well, Voch, maybe he was that way because he was playing against the Memphis kids or whatever. I mean, that's fine too. You can feel that way, but there are some people that also think Sauce Gardner is the best player in this draft, and Sauce Gardner was a top 10 player on my big board. So I don't mind Sauce Gardner being here. Shouts out to him. So now the Giants are on the phone. Well, they're not on the phone, but they could be on the phone. I don't know, but they're on the clock. My bad. With 3 minutes left, and Evan Neal is there, Thibodeau is there. Pick a wide receiver if you like. I think everybody, if they like Charles Cross, that may be available. We saw some reports that. And I'm just writing things down. So if you see me looking down, pardon me. I'm still here with y'all. We partying, we chilling. We saw some reports that they really like Cross, but me, in my personal opinion, just as offensive line guy, y'all can do with that information whatever you want. As offensive line guy, I thought that Cross was clearly a little better than Evan Neal. Colin Cowherd just tweeted the New York Jets just selected the best player in the draft at number 4. Colin Cowherd believes that that Sauce Gardner is the best player in the draft. So there you go. And hey, there we go. Jets take the best. So, it just depends on the opinion. And I think this is another similar thing that I've seen with the offensive line, right? Charles Cross, I've seen some people have Charles Cross as the number 1 offensive tackle in the draft. That's a bit much for me. That's a bit much for me, man. I saw Cross all over the place in some of these mocks. I saw Charles Cross down in the teens somewhere. I know that Ravens fans were like kind of looking for it. And Colin Cowherd will be coming on after the 5th pick, so that's this one. So we'll be expecting him soon. So Charles Cross is a guy that could go here. Evan Neal could be here. Kayvon Thibodeau still kind of exists, so that little sweepstakes is still a thing. And hey, pick a receiver. Now, what could get weird here? Like, I don't think this could be a case, but George Karlaftis is there. You can go wide receiver if you want to. So the Giants are another team that falls victim of sometimes they have one of these top picks, but they have everybody that they can possibly get. They could like sometimes when you give the Giants too many picks, they overthink it a little bit. I don't want to say that the Giants suck at draft. Like, some teams suck at drafting. Like, Seattle sucks at draft. I don't want to say the Giants suck at it, but the Giants do some weird stuff sometimes. So in my mind, if the pick's not made for the Giants, then they can do some weird things. Now, Giants fans kind of got mad at me a little bit on the social media machines, Twitter machines, and all that. When I was like, how sick would you be if you're shopping Kadarius Toney? And I wonder whatever happened with that Kadarius Toney thing. Who knows? Maybe something happens tonight. But how upset would you be if you were on the board and Rashawn Slater was there and you trade away from Rashawn Slater, needing tackle, just to get Kadarius Toney in the 20s, and next year get an offensive lineman that doesn't project as high as Rashawn Slater? I'd have been sick. But let's see. What do you do? Okay, cool. Got to be careful. Shouts out to you, Sam Prince. What we got here? Yes, indeed. Shouts out to you, buddy.
I heard yesterday that Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, Jermaine Johnson, Ben. I didn't even write Jermaine. I didn't even write Jermaine down. It better not be. Oh, Jermaine Johnson go. I'm going to laugh. Oh, please let Jermaine Johnson go. Oh, I'm going to laugh if Jermaine Johnson go right here. Oh, I just want this to be. Oh, goodness. Let's see what we got here. Shouts out to Sam, bro. Roger Goodell done got good at the daps. You know what I'm saying? A little soul.
Oh, that's shocking.
Okay. So that's Kayvon Thibodeau right there. Kayvon Thibodeau is off of your board to the New York Giants. So are they just not? So I wonder if you feel like, okay, well, the pass rushes that we value are running out, but the more we go down the list, we come right back here. Like, the Giants are at 7. They right after this. So in my mind, if it's like, okay, we like Cross and we like Evan Neal, one of them got to be there after this pick.
Carolina, this is a dream scenario.
Tell me why.
Akeem McCoy and Evan Neal.
Akeem is there, Evan Neal is there, Charles Cross is there. You know what I'm saying? So,
I heard they wasn't gonna take quarterback this time. They wanted an offensive lineman, and all of them are there.
So we were just talking about this, right? We were just talking about where would the runs happen, where would the falls happen. So now we're seeing a run on these defenders, right? Like they're trying to get these defenders before defenders run out. But offensive tackle falling, like, bro, Travon Walker got drafted. Like, bro, Travon Walker got drafted, man. We got some supers. I'm gonna check on this. Justin D dropped 24 in the super chat. Says, "Shouts out, Voch. This is gonna be our season." You goddamn right, Justin. And Lloyd Diggs dropped the 5 and says, "What's up, Voch? I'm here with you for another year. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Appreciate you." We got it's the volume side. Okay, it's the Voch Lombardi side. Hey, if you watch on the Voch Lombardi side, man, be sure to tune in on the volume side. Type in the volume on YouTube, and hey, man, give us a follow, give us a like, give us all that good stuff. Kayvon Thibodeau to the Giants. So we talked about this, right? We talked about, are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Like what do you value? So when we look at Kayvon Thibodeau, Thibodeau is a guy. So let's just say him versus Aidan Hutchinson, right? Aidan Hutchinson is great with the upside of could be Pro Bowler. Thibodeau is good with the upside of I could be an All-Pro. You understand what I'm saying? So Thibodeau, who he may not be refined now. Like if you watch Aidan Hutchinson win, you see Aidan Hutchinson punch people. They go, you know what I'm saying? He go boom. They go, and then he'll pull cloth with the left, swim over the top with the right, and clear a hand here. And he just will technique his way into a win. If you see Kayvon Thibodeau win, he'll run past somebody. He'll just be faster than somebody, right? So you got to imagine this. If you are the Giants, right, Kayvon Thibodeau, you line up against Tyron Smith day one. It's going to be a little weird for you. You just can't run past Tyron Smith. We ready, Brumley. Bring it on. You just can't run past Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, you have to win with a little more nuance. And Colin Cowherd's in the building. How you doing, sir?
Voch, you're awesome. How are things? Here we go. We got Sauce Gardner's my favorite player, went to the Jets. He's my favorite player in terms of talent in the draft. Carolina's on the clock.
Sure. Carolina's in a weird place because, you would think that they want to go quarterback here, but I've been hearing nothing but offensive line. And we were talking early on the show, it's all about runs and falls, right? So now we're seeing a run on these defense, right? But the offensive line, in which I would consider the super premium position, how does Travon Walker come off the board before Akeem Okwonu or Evan Neal or Charles Cross, especially with these teams that need offensive line help? So it's kind of weird for me. You love Sauce, but I love Akeem Okwonu kind of like you love Sauce. I think Akeem can, just being a dude that's not really refined technically, but he's like super, I'm talented guy. I can grab your pinky finger and block you. If you teach that dude how to not grab pinky fingers and like punch somebody in the chest, oh my God, he'll be fantastic. But that's enough about me. We got 2 more minutes on the Panthers clock here. Colin Cowherd, talk to us, please, sir. You're a draft fan. Do you have a team? Go ahead, talk to us.
Well, Icky, by the way, was qualified to get into Harvard. That's a pretty good thing. He's a super, super bright kid, refined or not. So I think the Cowboys are sitting here waiting. And
the Dallas Cowboys.
And if the offensive linemen fall, and so far they are, I think they're going to move up and grab one of them. I think the Cowboys are sitting here thinking, hey, because a lot of people thought Stingley would fall. He didn't. He goes number 3. So what I think is interesting here, because we know Dallas wants an offensive lineman. We also know, according to reports, they're the one team considering moving up. So if Carolina goes quarterback, okay, we got 3 or 4 really high-end offensive linemen. Watch Dallas go up.
So we've just been talking in Cowboy land, and we have a feeling that the Cowboys would move up. And in our 30 visits, Charles Cross was one of our guys. And that kind of makes sense because if you look at the mocks, you just watch the film and you just dissect these guys. Charles Cross is the one that we see fall in the teens sometimes. We never see Ikeem fall in the teens. We never see Evan Neal get past 10. So in my mind, if we were to look for a guy, it would be Charles Cross. But if Ikeem Okwonu wants to make it to 12, we can dance. We can dance for sure.
Ike is going to Carolina. Ike is now going to Carolina. So arguably the best offensive lineman is now off the board to the Carolina Panthers. I thought Malik Willis was a possibility, but you know what they may be saying? Let's get the O-line right for the quarterback who we draft next year.
So I think what's going on with quarterback is super interesting, right? Because I think I don't want to say lack of talent to make these guys seem like they're bad because they all throw passes better than me. But I think the fact that there are no Trevor Lawrence type guys, I think that's going to make guys fall in the draft. So if you're super talented, you're stuck with the Jags. But if I'm Malik Willis and I just fall to the Saints, or I fall to, Pittsburgh or something like that, I fall into a team that has a relatively good organization set up. And this year of guys may be more productive than last year of guys because, hey, if I get to walk into Seattle and I got a DK Metcalf to throw to, let's boogie, right?
Yeah, what's interesting this year, because we don't have a lot of stars. In fact, the first 4 guys taken were defensive guys in what's becoming a very offensive league, is that I think this year fit will be really important. A lot of times people overlook fit in a star-studded draft. But in a draft where you feel like there's a lot of B-plus guys, do you fit the coaching staff? Do you fit the system? So what I'm really interested in all these picks so far is I'm like Detroit, I think with Aidan Hutchinson is perfect. He wanted to play there. He's from Michigan. They've really got some nice offensive pieces. He's a perfect fit. The Jets, Sauce Gardner. I mean, that tells you they're going to go with Mikael Becton left tackle. They're going to roll with it, even though he has weight issues. In their division, Buffalo and Miami upgraded massively at wide receiver. So the Jets are saying, we got our defensive coach. We're going to get an elite corner. We got to put somebody on Tyreek. To me, when you don't have great players in the draft, what you hope for is great fits. And so far, like Carolina's telling you, we'll probably draft a quarterback next year. But we're going to get left tackle. We're getting that all figured out.
Well, the best part about this is sometimes, these teams, like these players draft themselves, right? So like if you're sitting, hey, Kayvon Thibodeau's just falling into our lap, we got to take him, right? So if you're a team that's sitting at 12, 13, 14, and you don't draft well because some of these teams draft worse than others, then you really got to hit on those guys. What I think the biggest difference is with this year is there's no, like you said, there's no Jamar this year. There's no Micah Parsons. So these guys are drafting in the top 10 like, hey, where's our Kyle Pitts? But something in this draft in particular, from picks 13 till I'll say about 45, I think that's where the best players are going to be because position value drive guys down the board. So, we don't value center. But if Tyler Linderbaum's the best center, you don't miss if you take that guy. Or, Kenyon Green, Nakobe Dean. The best defensive player in the SEC is falling in the draft, right? Because position value. So if I'm one of these teams, I need a one tech. One techs aren't valuable, but I just somehow get Jordan Davis. You're talking about Cowboys getting one of these offensive linemen. If we get Jordan Davis, I'm going to jail, Colin Cowherd. I'm going to go to some restaurant and take my shirt off and twist it around my head like a helicopter in celebration and jubilation if Jordan Davis ends up to my Dallas Cowboys. So let's hope for that, for content and for the Cowboys' sake. But I just think that the teams in the middle of this draft, in the 20s, I think they're going to have the best players, so to speak, because you're not overthinking this. Jermaine Johnson will be drafted before Nakobe Dean, and that's weird to me.
Well, a team I think is really interesting. So far, historically, I was reading an article today in the New York Times about how in the last 20 years, the first round pick in the top 20 that's viewed as a reach is almost always a failure. Anthony Barr, Vikings out of UCLA is a rare exception. So far, none of these guys are reaches. Malik Willis, for a lot of people, feels a little bit like a reach if he goes top 10, 12. if Malik Willis doesn't go in the next 3 or 4 picks, Pittsburgh's really interesting. They don't have a lot of needs. Pittsburgh's, front seven, great. They got their back, their tight end, their receivers. They drafted 2 offensive linemen. To your point, I think the smart team, I don't think a lot of people are going to move up. Dallas may.
Sure.
I'm really interested. The team that fascinates me, the Packers, late first round, have 2 picks, but 4 of the 5 teams above them need receivers. And the second thing is the Steelers. Steelers do not need anything other than the next star quarterback. They have a Super Bowl roster.
Sure.
How long before they sit there and go, okay, we didn't think we'd get Malik. Okay. Do they wait till 10, 11, 12? That roster, Voch, there are not a lot of needs, man. Once they got Mink on the back end, I got a rusher. I got a corner. I got a safety. I got my back. If Malik Willis, to me, Trubisky gives you about a year to be competitive. So the next 3 or 4 picks, if Malik Willis doesn't go, watch. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm gonna have a hard time not moving up.
So Pittsburgh is a team that doesn't normally do a bunch of moving around. So, but if it's for a quarterback, that may change. But like you were saying earlier, these quarterbacks feel like a reach. To be fair, every year quarterback is a reach. We still haven't gotten a good grasp on how do we figure these guys out. We have these first overall picks that we love, but it's always like these 3rd round dudes, these 4th round guys from Mississippi State, I don't know, that we just end up with. If we're just talking about quarterbacks going places, I think the Washington football team should definitely be looking for a quarterback. Do you think that Washington at 11 is a destination for quarterback? Maybe?
Well, I think they have so many needs. I think they feel like Carson Wentz is a really good bridge. The question is 1 year or 2 year bridge. So, that division is going to be Philadelphia and Dallas. I like Carson Wentz more than most. They don't have a lot of defensive needs up front. To me, if I'm going to take a big gamble on quarterback, I got to have a lot of answers. Pittsburgh's got a lot of answers. They don't have a lot of questions. I think Washington's got a lot of questions on that team.
Sure. And this is where I give you credit, because just like you, I love to do my research. I love to just figure this thing. I don't want to just say something that I just don't believe. So, when you come out and say, Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott, you've clearly seen some film that I haven't seen before. So that means Colin Cowherd got some film that the rest of us doesn't have. I can't wait to find the film. I can't wait to find the film where Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott, because I just haven't seen it. So in my personal opinion, I agree. I do think the Cowboys kind of run things over there, and I think that if they're leaning on Carson Wentz, I think they're going to be in a little trouble. But if I could just devil's advocate my own comment, I'm more so into building the house. There's no need of having Carson Wentz if the rest of the team isn't good to go, because the best quarterback doesn't win the Super Bowl every year. So Carson Wentz could win if the rest of the team was good. It just happens that the rest of the team is not good. So I don't plan on Carson Wentz being better than Dak. I just had to jab you in the shoulder on that one. Go ahead.
No. Listen, Carson Wentz is big, strong, mobile, great arm. His intangibles stink. He doesn't connect with players. He's bad in the locker room. He just erodes in crisis, whereas Dak has remarkable intangibles. He's an alpha. Players love him. He's coachable. He's a communicator. He's verbal. Dak is exactly all the intangibles. Dak's an A+. Don't love his arm. I think he's a good athlete. I think Carson's the classic example of, if you gave me Carson's size and you gave me Dak's intangibles, I'd be like, okay, that's it. And so that's why, and I'll be honest with you, I like Carson Wentz more than everybody else, but I thought those last 2 games, I thought it was a disaster. Okay, the Giants have taken Evan Neal, the mountainous left tackle from Alabama, Voch.
Sure. So, now we have this run. We're talking about runs, we're talking about falls. Now there's this run on these tackles, and it's really like a flavor of ice cream type of deal. It's not really a guy that you would say is better than some other guy, but Ikem Ekwonu is the guy that has the physical traits that needs technique. Charles Cross is the guy that has the technique. Mike Leach offense, Mississippi State, they throw the ball 500 times. There's not a better pass setter than him, but he's not physically imposing. Evan Neal is like that comfortable medium to where he's a little physical imposing. He's got that good technique, that good Bama coaching. He's just not going to blow you away with either. He's really safe. He's really balanced. So I would just love to know how they're going to make Evan fit. Is he going to be like a guard until he plays tackle? Is he going to play tackle day one? I would love to know how the Giants are going to deal with that. So we got wide receivers lined up. We got Jermaine Johnson sitting around, Charles Cross, and we got your pick of wide receivers. You said earlier you were talking about teams moving up into the draft or whatnot. Something just in my ears just telling me, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, we've been hearing about it, right? We've been hearing about the Kansas City Chiefs possibly wanting to move up, and they lose a guy like Tyreek Hill. Explosive. The only guy that's in this draft, not only, but the guy that's similar to Tyreek in this draft is Jameson Williams. And I think they're looking around that 12 spot. So I just want to keep eyes on that since we're talking about trading up. Do you think the Falcons should go quarterback, or would you like for them to build the house?
No, I talked about this on my show this week. They got a home run at tight end last year. Calvin Ridley returns in 2 years off the suspension. I would go receiver because Atlanta is clearly going to be a top 5 pick next year, top 5 or 6. They're going to go get a quarterback, get the house built, and then bring him in. And I think that's what Carolina said by getting McKay, the offensive lineman. Listen, we're going to get that left tackle set. I think Carolina's going to go heavy on the offense in the draft. I think Atlanta's going to go fairly heavy on the offensive side and say, okay, we're going to bring that kid in, and he's going to get Calvin Ridley and Pitts and a couple wide receivers. So you don't want – what you don't want is to bring a kid in, have to start him, and he's got nothing to work with. So to me, Carolina, Atlanta field, that would be my play, Voch. Get them some weapons. Get them in the league for a year, know what they can do. Next year, go get the quarterback.
So I do agree that they should be going wide receiver here, right? But I have this thing that I always say on my show, Colin, is teams suck at drafting. And Atlanta's one of these teams. They do a lot of weird stuff day one. They do a lot of stuff in the whole draft, honestly. So in real life, Garrett Wilson would be a guy that fits here. Wide receiver from Ohio State. They have a Kyle Pitts kind of guy. Tight end, wide receiver dude. So you would want somebody to complement him. If you're going to get somebody to complement him or a young quarterback coming in next year, get a route runner. Get a guy with some yak stuff. Get a guy that's going to make it easy for you. I think Garrett Wilson is one of those guys, some of the greatest ball skills in the draft. In my personal opinion, that should be the pick, but boy, this is the Falcons, so something just telling me Jermaine Johnson could be going here, a running back could be going here, a punter. I don't know. I just want to be funny with the Falcons right now. I hope they prove me wrong and they just do the right thing and just get the best receiver and just build that house. But you never know with these guys. You just have no clue.
I agree with you. I would go Garrett Wilson. He got better every year at Ohio State, so he takes to coaching. He works hard. I think he's a 1 in the league. He feels like a 1 to me. So I think that's where I would go. So I have Pitts, him. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised because they lost Russell Gage to Tampa, I wouldn't be surprised if they go receiver in the 3rd and 4th round. I think Atlanta, Arthur Blank is pretty solid as an owner. I think he understands. This is a rebuilding year. This is the year that we're not going to lose any sleep. I think Seattle's come to terms with that. Like, listen, Drew Lock, you're really limited. You're 4th place. That's a 4th place team. You know what? I think Seattle's going to do I'm very interested to see what Seattle does, because my takeaway is they want to build a house like Atlanta and Carolina for next year. That's what I would do.
So we were right on the position, but Drake London goes to the Falcons. I know that my Cowboys were into the Drake London sweepstakes.
Drake London?
I know. Yep, USC. One of your guys. I know he was one of our 30 visits. I love the player. He's like top 10 or so on my top 50 board. I think Brumley can pull that up for me. But just for a bigger receiver to be smooth, to have route running, contested catches, when I watch film on guys, I just go to the game log just to kind of see, okay, how is he used? And if you pull up Drake London's game log, it'll look like 20 targets, 15 catches for 180 yards. You go, what the hell happened here? And when you watch, okay, they're feeding Drake the ball and he's getting his separation. I don't know where people are saying that he doesn't get separation. He's not going to get separation like a Garrett Wilson will. Garrett Wilson will get separation with quickness and route running. Drake will get separation with big man smoothness and like catch radius. So that's still separation.
Yes.
And he's got fantastic hands, snatch the ball out of the foot. Look, I love Drake London. And I just don't like this new campaign that if we like a guy, we got to poo-poo on another guy. I'm not a big fan of that. Drake London, hey, shouts out to you. What it looks like is that Atlanta wants to get big. Like they want to get huge. So you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, Cordero Patterson just kind of existing or whatever. I think they want to, make this, if we get a quarterback and he may not be accurate, we can just play catch radius game. And I think that's interesting.
Yeah, Drake was a great high school basketball player. A friend of mine who works at USC, Gavin Morris, who's in the recruiting space, he told me 3 years ago, he said, we're gonna sign this kid named Drake London, and he is going to be a first-round pick. He said, people don't know about him because he's a basketball star. You're not going to believe how good he is. He told me this 3-4 years ago. Drake works hard. He's very hard to bring down with a single corner. He's a big, strong, physical player. He uses those basketball skills on jump balls. He really dominates his space, huge catching radius, hard worker. And again, tremendous kid. USC loved him. Michael Pittman came out a couple of years ago. He's got Michael Pittman's work ethic, but I think he's more talented. But he didn't have the best coach at USC and Clay Helton. They struggled. But I will say this: Amon St. Brown was a hit. Michael Pittman's been a hit, and Drake London's more talented than both. That's my takeaway.
Sure, 100%. And there's also people. I love to attack fans and like Twitter people. I just love to attack them. So you'll just learn that about me soon. But they were like, "Oh, but Voch, he's slow. He doesn't run as fast as the others." If you're that size, running that way, then you have to like grade on a curve. So take his 40 with that size. That's moving. That dude can go. And there's guys in the league that can operate being bigger guys. Like Mike Williams just got a contract from being a bigger guy. And we're just talking about talent. He's another guy that I thought was Drake London is more talented than a guy like that than Mike Williams. So I don't know, man. We'll see moving forward. Go ahead.
Tom Telesco's a friend of mine, Chargers GM, and I asked him the day after he signed Mike Williams. I called him, and he said, "Listen, man, there's just not a lot of body types like that. Like he's just big and strong." And he goes, "If you let Mike Williams go, good luck finding another Mike Williams." He goes, "They're smaller guys, they're slot guys. But you get that big guy up the sideline, that is a matchup. Mike Williams is a matchup problem. You've watched him. Red zone." And then you put Keenan Allen on the other side. So Mike had some injury issues his first year, but Drake London is a comp. Now, Drake can go in the slot. But again, like Mike, he's just a matchup issue. You're talking about a 6'5" dude that can jump. When you watch Drake, he'll box out. You can see the basketball in his game. He really uses that. His butt, he'll box out. And I'm going to tell you, his escapability, whether he's fast or not, I mean, he will work smaller corners. Like he is hard to bring down wide. Like the way he strides, it's hard to get your hands around him. He's a mover. He's shifty. So some guys are twitchy. Some guys are just flat fast. Drake's athletic enough. I don't doubt that.
Sure, and just watching film on him, you could see USC kind of use him in that way. They didn't just only ask him to just jump ball people. Like he's doing jet sweeps, he's catching screens, bubbles and hitches and all those things like that. So he's getting these shorter routes and turning it into bigger things. So I just think as long as you just try not to get too cute or whatnot, and just let him do what he's good at, and he'll be fine. So we were just talking about the Falcons building the house. I think this is a good build the house move. It actually crossed my mind line to actually go, okay, well, if the Falcons are at the top of the second round, do they go quarterback there? No, I think they got enough pieces on offense to make it serviceable. Then, let's go defense the rest of this draft, and we'll just make this an arms race for the top of the next draft, and we'll just cross that road whenever we get there.
All right,
and we're
so
looking
Seattle.
now. Seattle is a team that they have a solid house built already. Like, their house isn't like Super Bowl house, but if you're like a new rookie quarterback and you walk in, hey, I got a DK Metcalf and a Tyler Lockett, and we got this run game going with 3 running backs that I feel good about, and oh boy, this defense played well when down the stretch or whatnot. I think this is a really good place for a quarterback right here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Pickett or Willis or Corral, or if they even go quarterback at all. They could go Jermaine Johnson right here and just move on with their life. But I think this would be a fantastic place for the first quarterback to go. Plus, as a Cowboys fan, I need quarterbacks to come off the board so that good players can just fall to my team. I just need everything I don't need. So quarterbacks, running backs, get all these, just let them fall down the list. Linebackers, let them go so that I can get Jordan Davis on my squad. So let's see, the pick is in. Let's figure this out. See if we get a quarterback to Seattle. Okay, they're gonna hold us up a little bit. They're interviewing some dude in Vegas. Okay, that's clearly more important. So what do you think about the whole Russell Wilson trade to Denver? Like what was your take on that? Like, was that weird for you?
I talked to Greg Olson. He was in the locker room in Seattle for a year, and he just said, the offense felt outdated. It felt like run, pass, and Russell Wilson wanted more of a say. Russell got tired of it. Seattle has not drafted particularly well for 5 or 6 years. They just didn't have the talent. The division's excellent. And so Russell and I are pretty close, and Russell told me he was very frustrated. He loves Seattle. But, Pete Carroll, in my opinion, has gotten increasingly more power since the death of Paul Allen, the owner. He's got a lot of influence, and I don't like Belichick, Pete Carroll. I don't like my coaches running the draft. I think it's way too hard. And last year, Belichick finally acknowledged, he kind of stepped back and gave the scouting department the draft again. And they had 3. Christian Barrymore was big. Mac Jones was solid. And they got the running back out of Oklahoma. So my concern with Seattle, is Pete Carroll running this thing, or is John Snyder? I'm from Seattle. I just don't like what they've done in the draft. They've had several first-round misses, Rashad Penny, LJ Collier. So they could do anything here. They're a 4th place team in this division. They are a 4th place team. If Trey Lance can play, they may lose this division by 5 or 6 games. Here we go. Seattle is picked.
So just something that just makes me laugh here, right? No, Seattle picked Charles Cross. Mississippi State. Something so hilarious that when Russell Wilson was your quarterback and he was crying for you guys to just draft offensive line, can y'all please protect me? Can y'all please just keep me upright? I beg of you. And then as soon as Russell Wilson leaves, we want to invest in the offensive line. I think that's strange, but it goes into team building. It goes into building his house. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Dwayne Brown did not have a great year. He's expensive. Their tackles are pretty expensive. So Seattle could maybe feel like Charles backs up Dwayne for a year. They move off Dwayne, who's mid-30s. I like the pick, actually. I think he's the last outside of the center from there's like 2 offensive tackles I like, and then there's a center from Iowa. But Charles Cross, to me, is a really solid starter. If you could play him behind Dwayne Brown for a year, or do you trade Dwayne Brown? If you bring him into camp and you like Charles Cross, you can move Dwayne Brown. I think Seattle needs to so Seattle's doing what Atlanta's doing and Carolina's doing. Let's build up the offense for the next quarterback. That's what to me, that's the play.
Okay, cool. So I think that's all we got for you today. We just got word that you're about to go and relax and go chill somewhere. And look, enjoy the rest of the draft. Dak Prescott is better than Carson Wentz. And when the Cowboys lay a thrashing, I would love to come on your show and talk about it. All right?
Voch, great seeing you. You're doing awesome. We love you at the volume, man.
Appreciate you. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Colin Cowherd, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Let's just give him a war. Chat, can we get flames in the chat and a good old war call for Colin Cowherd? There we go. The bag. What's up? Right.
Apparently, Sean McCoy came out and said apparently that the Eagles apparently might be taking Kenny Pickett.
The Eagles might be taking Kenny Pickett. That's hilarious. So is that on Twitter or something?
That is on Twitter right now.
So Brumley, on Twitter, LaShawn McCoy said that the Eagles are taking Kenny Pickett. I don't know how legit LaShawn McCoy is, but that may be something that's worth looking into. We'll cross that road whenever we get there. But boy, will I have a knee slapping laugh if that's the case. We had a $50 super chat while we was doing that. The day job couldn't hold you, brother. The day job couldn't hold you, brother. Popping bottles tonight, watching Colin fire. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. Hey, man, if y'all enjoying the stream, man, like it up, hit the like button. We have, 1,500 concurrent viewers. This is what I called that one time. We ain't doing nothing else. Come on, man. We just trying to get some results here. We just trying to drive a little bit of traffic here for this boss fight. And the Jets pick, it is in. So let me do this. Brumley, can we get a recap on what was happening the past 5 picks while I was chastising Colin Cowherd about Carson Wentz? just so we can get a quick reminder about what was going on. I know there was a run on offensive line. There was a run on linemen, and we had a feeling that was going to happen. And for Cowboy fans tuning in, I know that it's a lot of y'all tuning in. Some of the prospects that we were talking about trading up for, those dudes came off the board. So Charles Cross, Drake London, the Cowboys like them a bunch. Those dudes, they gone. They dip. Holla at you. So I would love it if my Cowboys did not trade up, because the other name I heard in that trade up situation was Trevor Penning. And boy, if y'all want to see Voch get up, if y'all want to see Voch upset, boy, drafting Trevor Penning or trading up to get him would be weird. So the Jets pick is in. Charles Cross came off the board. Hey, like I said, man, if they want to invest in building this house, we haven't seen a quarterback come off the board yet. So I think that's interesting, man, because I just knew that maybe the Falcons were gonna go there, or the Panthers were gonna try to figure this thing out, get a leg over on somebody to try to get their guy. But as I pull up Tankathon real quick just to get a landscape of the draft, we're at the Jets pick at 10. So Washington, Minnesota, Texans, allegedly the Eagles, according to LaShawn McCoy, Saints, Pittsburgh, all those are like quarterback needy teams coming up, and those are all teams in front of the Dallas Cowboys. So that'll be lovely. Let's see what we got for the pick here. Roger Goodell, like his eyes hurt, boy. Oh, wow. What a pick for the Jets. What a pick for the Jets. They get my wide receiver number 1, Garrett Wilson. And hey, if y'all gonna ride that boat with Zach, build the house, man. Build the house. Figure this thing out, bro. Get that dude in there and let's give this dude some targets. Let's give this dude some work. And Garrett Wilson is one of those dudes. Like I said, he's a route runner. Super polished, super great in space, setting things up, things of that nature, baiting defenders. Got some yak to him, ball skills, great hands. Like, there's not a more young quarterback friendly wide receiver than Garrett Wilson. So you bring that dude in and you just you go to Sizzler, baby. Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson ain't a bad little haul. That's not a bad little haul for the Jets. Now, mind you, if y'all goofy ass want to give away picks for Deebo Samuel, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now you get to go into the second round. If you the Jets, look, you can trade up if you want to. If you want the Kobe Dean or something, you can just trade up in the end of the first round and just make it go, man. Like, always value these picks. And hey, if you want to bolster up the little guys on your team, man, you get a dude at wide receiver and you get a dude at corner. Shouts out to the Jets. The Jets weren't drafting bad last year. I kind of like what they did some of the way, man, but this is really, I like this for the Jets, man. I'm happy for them. Oh, the Vikings take Jermaine Johnson. I'm gonna laugh at you. We got a caller. Let's get James on the phone. See what he's talking about. What up, James?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Voch? How are you doing? I haven't spoke to you in a while. It's been a minute.
Man, cooler, my guy. Just
But
chilling.
it was kind of cool to listen to. I'll tell you what, man.
Yes,
It
sir.
was actually kind of really cool to listen to you and Colin Cowherd go at it with, both of y'all superior intellect. But I'll give you credit of what you said. We all know that Carson Wentz ain't even anywhere close in the building.
Hey, man.
We'll leave that for another conversation.
Listen, man. Listen, there was a lot of people on social media. They just had Voch messed up a little. Now, Voch, when you get Colin on there, don't be acting different. Man, I'm asking about Dak Prescott. I'm asking about
Right.
that.
But the reason I called, though, is I wanted to ask you, because I was thinking about doing this, because I was doing some research of my own and looking up that Dallas actually, I think it was last year, had 30 graded first-round draft picks that they were possibly willing, that they liked, that they could go get.
Sure.
Well, I was reading this year they only had 14 or 15 graded first-round picks, I guess, that we could use or that they wanted.
Sure.
Considering the way things are falling right now, we're at pick number 11. Would you get kind of antsy and give up a little draft cap and move up to get like a Kenyon Green or a cat from Boston College, or would you stay put?
Let me just pause you for a second. The Washington football characters are no longer on the clock. The Saints are there at number 11. Got to be quarterback here, or we feel like it.
Gotta be cool, man.
Feel like got to be quarterback. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Call back for the Cowboys pick, James. So I feel like we gotta address this. Like, the Saints, we were talking about it, man. They went to go get those picks, but when you make pre-draft trades, not knowing who's on the board, it's weird. It's like, hey, you don't even know who's here. Why would you go get this pick in particular? Well, maybe it's because we're trying to package these guys together. Now, would the Saints give up both picks to get who they want? I don't know. Brumley, maybe there's a tweet floating around we can find, saying what the compensation was to move up. But if you gave up 16 and so look, to be fair, you ain't got to give up too much to go from 16 to 11. So that's interesting. What was the Saints' other pick? The Saints had number 19 and 16. So how much would it take to go from 16 to 11? I'd imagine that first round pick and maybe like a second or something like that. But if you're the Saints, you would do that if you can get your quarterback that you want, because you got 16 overall still. Interesting. We'll see what we got, man. We'll see what we got going on here. Just in terms of like the offensive lineman, man. And look, if your pick was on and I didn't talk enough about your pick, just tell me in the chat box. Tell me in the chat box, hey, Voch, you didn't talk about whatever the pick was, because we moving. The draft is fluid. It's going. So if you want me to reiterate a pick, maybe you came in late or something, just let me know in the chat. 16 overall, a third round pick, and a fourth round pick. Appreciate you, Sadie Fresh. Hey, if you the Saints to go from 16 to 11, a third and a fourth for 5 spots, is that worth it getting the quarterback you want? Hey, if you end up with Malik Willis, hey, the Saints may be, they may be cooking with hot grease. So we'll see. Voch, you are performing some character revival. I'm starting to mess with Colin. Hey, man, Cowboy fans really be giving Colin a hard time, man. But hey, man, he can love Carson Wentz. It's cool. We got some super chats. Let me address those because I love y'all to pieces. We got Phantom Green dropped a dub in the super chat. He says Voch is the real deal. No one better. Appreciate you. Let me just what's my sound drop?
Basically.
Nope, that ain't it. Is it this one? Nope.
You are watching a master at work.
Appreciate you, man. First and last stop for draft knowledge and overall swag. Well, I appreciate you, dog. Then Andre Robinson dropped a dime in the super chat and said, salute, fam. Fist pump. There you go, my guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. If you're tuned in on the Voch Lombardi side, we'll be going live exclusively on the Volume. So be sure you like and subscribe to the Volume. We'll be doing content every, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central. So be sure to tune in. So we can love on y'all. Give y'all some good content. You feel me? Let's go Shaq the Vikings fan. Let's see what Shaq the Vikings fan got to say. What up, Shaq?
How's it going, Coach Voch?
Hey, man,
Hey man, we just
you good, man. We just getting it in. We just enjoying Christmas. You know how it go.
Yeah, I didn't expect Sauce to Stingley to go that high. But top 5.
You didn't think that Stingley would go top 5?
Yeah, Stingley and Sauce.
Hey man, so I'm sitting here with a Vikings fan. He had a certain disgust in his eye when he realized that Derek Stingley was not gonna be a Viking. So hey man, I feel for y'all. How y'all feel about Stingley is kind of, I guess, how I would relatively feel about Jordan Davis or Kenyon Green to my team. So I feel you, but I don't feel you.
I mean, you might end up taking Jordan Davis at this point.
Hey,
I don't know now.
If the Cowboys, that's what
all the boxes saying.
If the Cowboys draft Jordan Davis, we're ending the stream early, and I'm going to jail. I need y'all to have some bail money for. Look, all these super chats y'all dropping need to be some bail money if we get Jordan Davis in Dallas. Playing with y'all.
That defense would be amazing. I admit that. That defense would be amazing.
Quickly, because the Saints pick is in, who are you hoping that the Vikings can pull off since Stingley is gone?
I'm guessing Jameson Williams.
Of course, you want
a great selection if we.
Of course, you want Jameson Williams, but I heard that the Chiefs willing to risk it all to get Jameson Williams. So we'll see what's going on.
Hey, that's even better.
Yo, Shaq, I want you to Shaq, I want you to call back in when the Vikings make their pick so I can get your reaction to it. All right.
All right, no problem.
Appreciate you, my guy. Goodell is walking to the podium with a couple of people. Let's see what's going on here. Let me hang up on Shaq before I say something bad about him. Jalen Dunlap dropped the deuce in Super Chat, says, can't wait for the Raven pick. What's the call in? It's on the screen, players. On the screen. 202-926-1127. Access code 309104. Oh, okay. It's got Tony Gonzalez up there, Austin Eckler up there. Okay. Austin's very much so a little guy. Well, Tony's big. Tony's a little bigger, but Austin's small. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. I don't want to small shame nobody. I just got this job. Well, the organization 5'7" Men of America have a problem with something that you said on the volume live stream, Voch. I just got here, man. Well, the Saints take Quay Walker right here. My goodness. Somebody has to be trying to jump up to get Kyle soon. Who is Kyle? Let's see what's going on here. Why is Tony up here making this pick? Because I saw the Chiefs jersey on. And I was like, what's going on? Oh, okay, cool. All right, we love Amazon. Jeff Bezos and shit. All right, man. What's the name? Buying Twitter and all that. We ready. And he want to put coke back in. He want to put cocaine back in coke. Elon Musk. Okay, we know. Come on, Tony. We give us the pick. Oh, Tony, we want to hear nothing from Austin Eckler. We care nothing about what's going on in his life. Oh, that's what they're advertising for Amazon. I guess the Chiefs are going to play the Chargers on Amazon. So they're advertising. So why is Tony here? Y'all couldn't get me, Cole, or Juju or something? Juju love this kind of stuff, man. All right. Whenever you're ready. Oh, boy, Tony. Jesus, boy. Appreciate you, Tony. Y'all ain't even make the pick? Y'all just leaving? They ain't even made the pick. All right, so shit, I could have kept Shaq on the phone. The schedule release comes out May 12th. Here we go. Shit. Here we go. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's interesting. Is that bad? Like they traded up to get Chris? Let's hit the button. They traded up to get Chris Olave. That's interesting.
We traded out of the 12 spot.
The Vikings traded out of 12?
We are now at 32. We traded with the Lions.
The Lions are back on the clock?
The Lions are on the clock.
Oh, shit. So look, we know a lot of teams were fighting for 12. And Olave just came off the board. Garrett was a little bit before him. You think this is where the run on wide receiver happens? And look, bro, the Lions sitting so nice, right? The Lions have number 2, 32, 34, and 66. Okay, so they gave y'all 32?
We definitely have 32. So I'm curious of what did they give us that second round pick too?
But how far you? But from 32 to
definitely had to get a 2023.
From 32 to 12 is crazy.
They had to give us 23 first round.
So in my mind, this quarterback maybe just to give up that kind of to give up that kind of draft capital to get back into the draft. You get Aidan Hutchinson to get back into this pick. You get Aidan Hutchinson at 2. And you go from 32 to 12. And look, the Lions sitting so pretty. Even they trading up here, but they come on, son. They still got picks, man.
We sent 12 and 46, but 32, 32.
Y'all sent y'all sent 12 and 36.
No, we sent 12 and 46.
12 and 46 for what?
32, 34, and 66.
32, 34, and 60. What in tarnation is that? So the Vikings now have 32, 34, and 66. And the Lions are on the clock now at 12, and they pick again. What's that, in the second round, the middle of the second? This is crazy. This is great. Let's see what's going on then. Let's see what's going on. Hey, man, look, this is what we need with the draft, man. Draft all about parity, man. Draft all about parity and nonsense, man. Okay, Future over there. We got Red Fox in the building. We got let's see who this is. I don't know. These people just all right, player. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to Chris Olave uncle, but we got pressing matters. I would love for Tyler the Scout to tap back in with us because y'all are back on the clock and I need some answers or something. Who's gonna go here at number 12? That's interesting. So if you're gonna move that far, and to be fair, they did kind of end back up with 46, so that kind of makes up for the brunt of the move or whatever. But there's got to be quarterback, and if you wanted a guy to sit behind Jared Goff, and Jared Goff be a bridge guy, and you just kind of boogie till next year, that's fine. But in my mind, why not just keep your picks, draft everybody, suck next year, and just be at the top of the draft next year? This shit kind of crazy, bro. But hey, Douglas Bowers in the chat box said 32 to 12 is 600 points. 600 is 31 straight up. 600 points is pick 31 straight up. Apparently y'all got robbed. I don't know. We'll see. We got a phone call. Let's go 346. What's up? Who this?
What's up, my homeboy? Hey, man, it's homeboy Cowboy Crunk, man. How you been?
Hey, Cowboy Crunk. What's good with you, man?
Hey, I just wanted to jump in. I just want to say congratulations, man. You're doing great work, bro. You are climbing the ladder, bro. You'll be at the top of the mountain soon, man.
Appreciate you.
I hadn't been doing much. Had to shut the channel down and stuff. I just been busy with life, but still follow my Cowboys. You're one of my main ways to keep in touch. I just want to say thanks and a salute to you. And I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Hey, man, I met you in real life. It was 2019. You was one of the coolest people I ever met, man. Keep being cool people, and I will run into you again in real life, and it's going to be a party, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Sure will. Hey, 2 questions.
Go ahead.
We going offensive line? Is it still there, or is there something left for us, or do we go different?
There's many.
I know your boy's still on the board.
Sure.
Hopefully he'll be there for us.
There's many offensive linemen.
If you're in Houston, I'll come bail you out. I'm down the street from you, I think.
Appreciate you, Cowboy.
I'll come bail your ass out.
Appreciate you, man. I'm about to take your call off the air, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. So if it's anybody looking for like the next offensive lineman, I think there are plenty of offensive linemen. You know, the guys I like are Kenyon Green, Tyler Linderbaum, Zion Johnson is here, and we know Zion Johnson's going to go in the 20 somewhere. We've been seeing that, or in the 17s. But I'm not a big fan of Bernard Ryman and Trevor Penning. Lions pick is in. Tyler don't go nowhere. Actually, let's unmute Tyler and see his reaction. Oh, damn. Tyler Scout, have you gotten your pick yet?
I am maybe 5 seconds behind you.
Okay.
Goodell's just now coming to the.
Okay, I would love to.
And I'm not watching the chat right now. I'm not looking at YouTube.
I would love to get your raw reaction. Go ahead, sir. Just absorb this.
Goodell's about to make the pick.
And now the Eagles on the clock. People were fighting to get to 12.
Yeah, apparently.
And that's Jameson Williams. So damn, 12 was crazy.
You move up all the way to
shit.
get Jameson Williams.
Oh.
I mean, I love the player. Don't get me wrong. I love the player. But man, okay. I mean, I guess they don't love Amon-Ra St. Brown that much.
That's fair. That's fair.
They must have felt like he's. I mean, Jameson Williams was my number one player on my number one receiver.
Sure.
In this class for me, but boy, I could have sworn we were going quarterback, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense because it seemed like they weren't ready to move on from Goff.
From Goff, yeah.
But if they loved Willis or Pickett, I guess. I mean, I didn't love him, but boy, that's interesting. I hope he's healthy. I think from what I think, I was listening to Colin Cowherd maybe 2 days ago out here in LA, and they were saying that his injury prognosis is ahead of schedule, like significantly. That he might be ready by training camp. So if medically he checked out and they're cool with it, I mean, I love the playmaker, him and Amon-Ra next to each other, and then you've got, oh boy, you got Swift at running back, and you got Panay, and offensive line looks like it's coming along pretty well. I mean, I like it. I just don't love what we have right now at quarterback. But maybe we'll go after someone next year. But I mean, okay, you give up what? You swap picks with a division rival, which I find fascinating. That
division
Minnesota
rival,
wanted to do that deal. That makes interest. That's very interesting. That Minnesota does that deal with him.
So they get 32, 34, and 66. Y'all get 46. Yo, Tyler, appreciate you for your reaction, man. Salute.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. So we talked about falls. We talked about runs. We're seeing this run on wide receiver, and they are flying off the board. So the Eagles are on the clock now. Can somebody help me with compensation with that? The Texans moved back 2 spots. So sources say LaShawn McCoy on Twitter.
Perfect. John DeMarco.
LaShawn McCoy say quarterback right here. So I don't know. We'll see. But Cowboy fans, y'all know Voch looking for Jordan Davis. These next 3 picks are hurdles. They're Jordan Davis hurdles. And if we can get through it, we'll see what's happening, man. We'll see. We'll see. But I love Jameson Williams, man. Jameson Williams is a gangster, bro. Like and you can tell why teams really wanted to get hands on him because he gives you that Tyreek Hill kind of thing. He gives you that explosive kind of thing, man. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know why you trade with a division rival. I don't know. We'll see. You got to see him twice a year for sure. The Eagles traded up. I wonder what their compensation was. All right. Come on. I know Jameson Williams was the pick, but let's go. Let's go. But yeah, man, Jameson Williams, man, super yak guy, super explosive, super quick, super fast, man. Just give that dude the ball and let him fly. So hey, that's good to go, player. That's good business right there. And we got a commercial break right now. Oh man. So while we waiting, while they got this Just for Men commercial that they just had to fit right here. They just had to fit this Just for Men commercial. Let's see who's available. Karlaftis is available. Jermaine Johnson is available. We know that this is a Jordan Davis destination. There could be a run on receivers. So Burke is there. Brumley, can we get my top 50 board on the screen so I can take a look at it?
I made a mistake. I saw the pick.
Oh boy, would I be upset?
I'm not saying that.
Oh boy. Yeah, so let's see. I got a feeling. So let's see. Kenyon Green's available, Linderbaum's available. So we got, Kyle Hamilton's available. We got a lot of guys here, but why my guy looking at me, man? Why y'all looking at me, man? Oh shit. Chat, why y'all looking at me, chat? I ain't looking at the chat because I know y'all are spoiling, but why everybody staring at Voch? Why y'all so quiet? What's going on here? Why? Nobody want to tell Voch what's going on? All right, cool. I ain't gonna look though. It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna wait around. But yeah, so like I said, the Eagles could go multiple different directions. LaShawn McCoy say quarterback. I don't think nobody's taking LaShawn McCoy. Nobody's taking him seriously. So let's see, man. Let's see. We've gotten a run on defenders, a run on wide receivers. Let's see what happens here. I ain't gonna lie, man. If they got Jordan Davis, I'm gonna be sick, bro. If the Eagles got anybody I want, just please, God, just give him Jermaine Johnson or something. Look, man, Kyle Hamilton, our co-worker at the Volume, man, give him Kyle Hamilton or something, dog. Just anybody but old JD. Anybody but JD. Hey, there's a new F1. No, I thought that was F-150. That's the Chevrolet. Okay, cool. Yeah, we do want the Volume to buy me an F-150. That was, that was something I wanted in my contract. I wanted year 2 they buy me a new F-150, but nobody called me back on that. All right, Chipotle. Yo, man, why do I feel bad? Like, okay, so look, my homeboy said he fresh. He over there. He on the phone, man. He chilling. You know what I mean? He's absorbing social media for me. And he picked up the phone, said, ooh, and he looked right at me. And I don't like how that feel. Because he knows how much I like Kenyon Green, how much I like Jordan Davis. Like, if it's any 2 players I want to walk away from this thing with, is Kenyon Green and Jordan Davis. And if one of them dudes coming off the board right now, I'm going to be sick. That's probably why he looked at me. Or if I just don't want Jermaine Johnson and he's laughing at the idea that the Eagles got Jermaine Johnson, that's cool. Then we'll have a good little laugh about it. But let's see, man. I care nothing about Ice Cube, man. I care nothing about Ice Cube. I don't need Ice Cube's insight on this pick. We just watched a Chipotle, a Just for Men, and a Blue Chew commercial. I'm ready to get back to work, man. I'm ready to get back to work. Baltimore pick probably in already. All this waiting around we doing. Come on, man. See, you know what? This is why I don't be wanting people in my house, man. I don't be wanting people around me, dog, because now I'm nervous. And the one time I get nervous, the one time my energy gets bad, they won't announce the pick. They refuse to announce the pick. I care nothing about who is this, Todd McShay and this cat sitting next to him in ice. I care nothing about the big 3. I care nothing about NWA right now, man. Bro, I'm gonna be sick if they take Jordan Davis or Kenyon Green. Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far away from it. So I can fly far away from it. Oh man, bro, I feel just take Karlaftis, man. Just anybody. Just take anybody. Just take anybody, but my guy, man. And Ice Cube is giving us no information on draft picks. He's not giving us anything. He's just up here just talking. You might as well been a sang roll call for 3 minutes and I'd gave you that. Come on, man. Say it. It's Jordan Davis. You ain't gonna tell me? All right. Got 9 people. And see, man, a part of me wish draft was like old draft where we just used to walk up and just say the pick, man. We'll walk up and say the pick. We got these kids going to prom and shit. Just I care nothing about these children. If y'all want to call into the show, man, numbers on the screen, bro. Numbers on the screen, bro. If y'all want to call into the show. Yep. They sure do. Yep. The one pick I'm just on the edge and crying and upset about, they choose to bring these kids. I hope y'all eat all your vegetables and y'all just stay in school, and I hope y'all just, I just hope y'all,
It's okay, bro.
Oh no.
Said, don't talk to me, man. You don't see I'm distraught? You don't see I'm upset right now? And you know, this is the bad part about winning games, bro. Like, this is the bad part about winning games, bro. Like, you love to win games, but it's stuff like this that hurts, man. Look at that big look at that child. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at Kenny Green too. Just look at him. Said, don't talk to me, man. I'm distraught, said. Yo, chat, man. I love y'all, bro. I'm about to go to bed, man. I'm about to end the stream, bro. You can take over the rest of this shit. I don't even want to be here no more. Tell the volume. I'm sorry. How long we been streaming? Hour 40 minutes. Tell them I've done my time. Tell the volume I've done my time and I'm leaving, bro. Let me just cut the sad piano back on. Let me just cut this back on for 2 seconds. We got Uncle Charlie on the phone. What up, Charlie?
Watch. Let me tell you something, man. Don't you blame yourself at all. This is not your fault, man. You've been calling this thing from the very beginning. You know who I blame this on, man? I blame this on Gerald Jones with his regular mouth ass. I don't have enough here. Every time I look around, I ain't never seen a billionaire got all that damn money, but he can't buy a damn $2 toothbrush. It make me goddamn sick, man. Did they get Jordan Davis or not?
Right. Nah, we ain't get him, boss. We ain't get him.
Well, we gonna pray that they don't get him. Pray that the Eagles mess up and one of their damn wings fall off and they don't get him. But Voch, we got it, man. You just you hang in there. Don't go out. You the man right now, man. We hanging on because of you, man. We believe in you. We believe in the truth. And the truth is that Voch Lombardi gonna carry us on through. Don't go out, bro. Don't go out on us. Not now. Because see, I feel like this, man. Why we at this position where we at this point at 24 is because Jerry Jones could have traded what name for a second round goddamn pick. We could have took him off the board right then. But no, you ain't need to go back in the goddamn oil field somewhere. Leave this damn football alone. Because you goddamn got it all jacked up. And that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to wait till it's over with. If you're taking the calls out, I'll come on back, man.
Appreciate you, Charlie. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Tap in with us later, man. Tap in with us later. Yo, like, chat, I'm not, like, mad. I'm just, like, sad piano. I'm just sad piano. I'm ready to go to bed. Alex say, answer my call. Who is you? Which one is you? Well, he's platinum, so I guess it's you. Alex, the Eagles fan for the first time ever calling into the show when this motherfucker never call on the regular. He don't call on Tuesdays, but he want to call when the Eagles take the goddamn. Oh, what's up, Alex? What's up, Alex? Alex, the Eagles fan. How you feel about the Eagles taking Jordan Davis here, Alex? What you think about that?
I'm excited.
All right, Alex, I'm about to get you up out of here, man. Appreciate you. The pig is in for the Rays. Appreciate you, sir.
Basically, fuck them.
Appreciate you, Alex. Great call. If I could be fair to Eagles fans and just give a little bit of analysis on Jordan Davis, man, fantastic player, bro. There's a lot of teams that's overthinking this thing. And they were like, but Voch, he's not going to give you much pass rush value. He's not going to do much pass first and second down. But, man, that dude sets the tone for the rest of the defense, man. And, you know, and what was so attractive about the idea of having Jordan Davis on the Cowboys was the fact that Micah Parsons gets to run free. Now, I don't think we're trading up anymore, so I think we're going to stay put and make a pick. So, in my mind, you know, if there's still a defensive tackle you can look for, we can go for our UConn guy. Where I got him on my big board. Can I get the 26 through 50 on the big board, Brumley? I don't know where I got him at exactly, but Travis Jones from UConn, man. I'm hurt. Look, bro, I'm not sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not upset. Like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, if I feel like I'm about to cry, I'll just put my glasses on and we'll just, you know, cross that road whenever we get there. But I just, you know what I mean? Where's our guy? Travis Jones is my 35th overall player on my top 50 board. Man, look at Jordan Davis with that Eagles. I hate how that boy nose is a bell pepper, boy. Man, I'm hurt, man. So if you're looking for another defensive tackle, then Travis Jones would be the guy to go for you. But I wasn't really in the business of chasing defensive tackles necessarily. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't get Jordan Davis, he wasn't going to be the defensive tackle position wasn't something I was just going to chase down. And the Ravens go Kyle Hamilton at 14th overall, which is interesting. Solid pick for them. Solid pick for them. Solid pick for them because I know Kyle Hamilton, our volume co-worker. So go listen to his podcast. He just dropped a video that premiered before mine did. Go check out all the content on the volume here. Kyle Hamilton was a guy that was being talked about in the top 5 or top 10 or so, but. Okay, cool. Yeah, we were talking about the idea that safeties normally don't go top 5, but he was a top 5 talent. People were kind of alluding to, right? So the idea that you can kind of get him at 15, hey, that's cool. I think Kyle was like 20 on my board or something like that. So if he's 20 on my board and he goes 14th overall, it sounds like it makes sense to me. And the Houston Texans pick is in already, so it seems like they had an idea of who they wanted. They didn't trade back too far to get a guy or anything, or they didn't trade back too far to get out of range for a guy that they really wanted or whatnot. They're gonna show a lot of Florida State, boy. They're gonna show plenty Florida State. They're gonna in succession. They're gonna show them Florida State plays back to back. Look at how long this ball hanging in the air, man. But yeah, man. So I like Jordan Davis. I like Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is a player. I wouldn't put him at free safety full time, but football nowadays is about what do you do well. I'm going to put you in position to do what you do well. So I'm not going to make you like a 1-high free safety. I'll make you more so of a 2-high safety guy to kind of play half of the fields, cover 2 type stuff. But in terms of tackler, just a dude that you can trust in coverage, like a big nickel guy. For Cowboy references or whatever, because some Cowboy fans was kind of making that comparison. Voch, what if Kyle Hamilton fell to the 24th overall pick? Well, you have a guy on your team like Jaron Kearse. So if you're a Ravens fan, you want to watch some film, look at how the Cowboys used Jaron Kearse last year. They use him as a big nickel. They use him as a linebacker. Sometimes they use him as a box safety. Sometimes he'll do 2-high things. You wouldn't do it all the time, but sometimes they'll do it. So, hey man, the Texans got the Texans on the clock right now. The Ravens got Kyle Hamilton. So cool. Hey man, pretty good pick. I don't hate it. So the last few picks was Chris Olave, Jameson Williams. Boy, that wide receiver run went quick. Fast, boy. Jordan Davis and Kyle Hamilton. We got some callers on the line. Let's get to them. Let's go Jalen first. What up, Jalen?
Man, I was hurt for you for Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis hurt me. Jordan Davis hurt you. I can't lie though. I almost humped my chair for the fact that we didn't draft Jermaine Johnson right there.
Yeah.
I was just glad that it wasn't Jermaine and it wasn't Trevor. I was scared of Trevor Penny. Yeah. Lord Jesus, I hope y'all look. Good luck for y'all and the Cowboys. Y'all can talk about that later.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Kyle. Man, at this point, I don't know. Maybe play him as a little linebacker.
Yeah.
Man, see if he can share some blocks.
Sure.
But I take him. I take him at this point. I'd have loved to trade it back, but if we couldn't get Jordan, but I'm grateful for Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently the Ravens have traded Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals.
The Ravens traded Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals for what? Appreciate you, Jalen.
I don't know. That's what Phil Yates just said.
Phil Yates just said that? What's going on today, boy? What's going on with what's going on with wide receivers? They got a first for Hollywood? What? Arizona smoking something. They traded the first for Hollywood. That's crazy. That's what the chat say. We don't know. The Texans on the they're on the board right now. Hang tight. Let me see what's going on here. What my goddamn sad? Oh my god. I'm hurt, boy. I've never felt so much pain in such a short. like I don't ask for a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I just mind my business. I try to do good shows on the volume. You know what I'm saying? I pay my taxes. A little late, but I pay them. I walk old ladies across the street. I buy Girl Scout cookies from the Girl Scouts of America, trying to do the right thing by people. And don't talk to me, man. And Jordan Davis and Kenyon Green within 2 picks of each other. I'm hurt, boy. And the Ravens got a first-round pick for Hollywood Brown. So that mean they drafting at 23 now. The Ravens at 23 in front of Dallas. Watch they take another player. Watch something else happen. How we get a 5th for Amari Cooper, but they get a 1st for Hollywood Brown? Yo, this offseason trash, boy. God damn, man. No shit. I'm ready to go to bed, dog. There's some nonsense, man. Damn. And I know Zion Johnson's not going to be there. So as a Cowboy fan, who Traylon Burks may be there, Karlaftis may be there, Dean maybe. I don't think we're going to get wiped out. Devontae Wyatt's going to be there. Well, shit, I don't know because watch these next few. I'm hurt, bro. Nah, don't tell me the next pick. The Chargers pick or the Washington pick. No, don't tell me, man. I'll just keep my eyes open, man. They doing this Subaru commercial or whatever this is. Let's get 518 on the phone. See what he talking about. 518, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Voch?
Who this?
Hey, this is Rob.
What up, Rob? What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I can't believe Kenyon Green just got picked.
I'm hurt, man.
I can't believe.
Hurt.
This is the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we still got a lot of options on the table.
For sure, there's many options. I don't want to come off as has Jermaine Johnson been drafted yet? Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, it's I don't want to come off as like ungrateful or something. I don't want to come off a certain kind of way because it's many guys that we could get. You know what I mean? I'm just hurt that my favorite guys in particular. But
what you think about Dean though? If Dean fall,
I mean, sure. I mean, Dean, Zion Johnson, George Karlaftis, Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, it's guys still. I don't want people to just go around thinking that, oh my God, just because these 2 people gone, there's no hope in nothing like that. I don't want y'all to think that. Like Devin Lloyd, I mean, we can have a talk about Jermaine Johnson when we get there. Devontae Wyatt. So it's guys. We just gotta, get the right guy. Go ahead.
You think Linderbaum? You think Linderbaum could be some sort of? I mean,
I need somebody to take Trevor Penning off the board. I'm about to scream. What happened?
The Philly just picked Jordan Davis, so I don't think Dallas. I don't know if Dallas will want to pick Linderbaum now.
Trey McDuffie, man. All right, cool.
What do you think, man?
Hey, Rob, I don't even know, man. We'll see, man. But I'm about to tap in with these other callers real fast. Appreciate you, Rob. I'm upset, bro. My bad, dog. I'm upset. Call back, man. Oh, chat. I don't know what to feel right now, man. Like we got guys that we can go, and I don't feel bad necessarily about. I don't feel bad necessarily about the guys that's left on the board. I feel pretty good about the guys on the board. But, oh, my word, this run on receivers and that run on offensive linemen, Kenyon Green and Jordan Davis being gone makes me sick. It makes me sick, man. So I would love for Trevor Penning to come off the board so I ain't got to worry about it. If we get Jermaine Johnson, I'll be fine. Hey, look, Chad, look at how far we've come. I'm fine with Jermaine. If we get Jermaine, look at this goddamn transformation. What do work all that? Chad. If we can get Jermaine Brumley, my big boy, please, Jermaine like 25 or something. Chad, if we can get Jermaine Johnson 25, if we can get him at 24, I'll live. Look, bro. Look at how far we've come. I would love for Karlaftis to be there. to be fair. Ojabo, I wouldn't hate. I don't think Quay would be the pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Quay's the pick. I just don't want us to overthink this shit and look at Nakobe Dean and be like, hey, let's not get Nakobe. I don't want to overthink it on that level. Kenyon Green, my number 11th overall player. That was the appropriate draft spot for him. I'm hurt, man. Huh? Washington traded? What happened?
The Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
The Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Eagles?
A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
What's going on with these receivers this offseason, man? Shit. Can we get confirmation on that, please?
Adam Schefter.
No, that's official. Jahan Dotson. Damn. That's a good pick for them. I didn't expect Dotson to go before Burks. Who else on the board? Olave is gone. So look, the run on wide receivers are gone. The run on wide receivers that you would feel good about. Jahan Dotson and Treylon Burks are the end of that. So now you got to ask yourself, and Chargers, the pick is in for them, so they know who they want. This Zion Johnson, some shit. Jahan Dotson, great ball skills, great route runner, great playmaker. I like the player. I had no clue he would go top 16 though. I like the pick though. This isn't me poo-pooing on the pick. I didn't hit the oh no button. I actually think this is a really good pick. I think this is a good player, but he's similar to what they have already. I think it's kind of like a redundancy almost when they have Terry McLaurin, but then they bring in Jahan Dotson. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. But I just want dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far away from here. Can we please get somebody to get Trevor Penning off the board so I won't have to go to jail for another reason tonight? And if A.J. Brown goes to the Eagles, I'd imagine that this 18th overall pick not going to stick. I'd imagine that goes to the Titans.
I don't know, man. My head's spinning.
If the Eagles get A.J. Brown and keep 18, can just look and see if you can find a compensation on that. Please, por favor. The Chargers have had a fantastic offseason. They get 18? So the Titans get 18 and they keep their second first round pick also? So that got to be Treylon Burks then. 18 in the third round. Treylon Burks got to come off the board at 18 right now. Fuck, bro. We just made. My bad. I hit a button. My fault. We good. Bro, we good? Everything cool? We should be good. All right. Yo, fam, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. When somebody asked me the other day, not even the other day, but it was like a month ago, they was like, Voch, what's the doomsday scenario? What's the all of Cowboys guys have run out? What's it gonna be? And like based on that mock draft or whatever, right? I thought they was getting kind of cute because they didn't take any quarterbacks or anything like that. So I was like, I mean, I don't see there being a situation in this draft where quarterbacks don't go before 24. But shit, like no quarterbacks have gone before 24. So just imagine you the Saints and you Pittsburgh, you ain't have to trade up to get nobody. Your quarterback basically came to you. If they take quarterback. And Zion Johnson goes 17 to the goddamn Chargers, who's already having an outstanding offseason. You just put that dude next to Rashawn Slater, bro. Oh goodness, it's an arm race. Chat. Somebody JP says this is a nightmare. I need to stop looking in the chat because y'all ain't got The slide on Jermaine Johnson is interesting after the hype on Jermaine Johnson. Voch was right, and I ain't gonna be that guy. I don't want to be that dude, but. Okay, cool. Brown say we good. AJ Brown to the Eagles. Oh man. Lieutenant Dan hates what's going on. I feel you, bro. I just later on, and look, I encourage everybody else to do this also. Just look at other streamers' reaction videos. I know y'all here with me. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. But I encourage everybody to just peep out everybody's reaction videos or whatever. I just want to give y'all some credit. We got relatively 1,300 people watching live right now. I want to give y'all a war call. Give yourself flames in the chat box. Love y'all to pieces. Love y'all to pieces. But boy, this looking like doomsday, man. It's looking like none of the quarterbacks have gone, and that's what made this weird. None of the quarterbacks have gone. The run on wide receiver has happened. All my favorite offensive linemen are gone, and all my non-favorite offensive linemen just sitting their ass around waiting on Dallas to get them. So I'm just the Titans. Yeah, they gave away AJ Brown. Julio's gone, so this got to be Burks, right? This got to be Traylon Burks at 18, or not. So chat. I know there was a special briefcase in Jerry Jones's office, and that briefcase requires 3 thumbprints, a combination lock, a little slidey number lock, a retinal scan, and John Wick's blood to open. And I think it was a last case scenario type situation to make you open that briefcase. All the players are flying off the board. I get you. Traylon Burks might go here to the Titans. I understand. But if we can get John Wick to fulfill his favor, George Pickens might have to be the pick at 24. He might have to be the pick at 24 if you go on receiver, right? So you could. So look, let's just do this, chat. And I don't want y'all to feel bad about this. We got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we're in 7. So let's come up with 7 picks that we would like, right? Chat, let's just work on this. George Karlaftis, Nakobe Dean, Trent McDuffie still exists out here, and I like McDuffie as a player. Traylon Burks, since he hadn't come off the board yet. George Pickens, Tyler Linderbaum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6, and that's right at Dallas pick. So I need one more player to like. I need one more play. Did y'all just hear the panic in my voice when I went? Sky Moore could be a guy, but I think that's a bit heavy for 24. I'm just looking for, bro. Don't tell me Trevor Penning. Chad, can somebody just get Trevor Penning off the board before? Oh, and Jermaine Johnson, cool. Jermaine Johnson. And look, I just want to apologize to Jermaine Johnson. If you to pick, ignore all other content that I said about you, sir. But sure. Devin Lloyd, sure. If Devin Lloyd's a guy, I'm fine with Devin Lloyd, you know? Yeah, it's like, look, it's guys. I like David Ajabo, to be fair. You know what I mean? You know, he's around. He's a guy that got he tore his Achilles, but Cam Akers tore his Achilles and played in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is Voch scrambling for hope right now. Plus Devontae Wyatt's on the board, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players that I feel good about. Karlaftis, Nakobe Dean, who is TM? Trent McDuffie, George Pickens, Traylon Burks, Tyler Linderbaum, Jermaine Johnson, Devin Lloyd, Devontae Wyatt, and David Ajabo. I'll feel comfortable with all those picks. So, look, chat, when you win football games, this is what happens. When you win games, you got to draft at 24. I need quarterback to come off the board right now for the Saints. I need quarterback to come off the board right now for Pittsburgh. I need Trevor Penning to come off the board just so I ain't got to deal with him. To be safe, I would love for Bernard Raymond and Tyler Smith. I would love for those to come off the board so I ain't got to even double guess and deal with them. Fernandez says Pickens too early. No, it ain't. You see these receivers, you see the run on wide receiver. And look, we talked about it. So look, the Eagles get AJ, which is crazy. The Eagles get AJ Brown, and the Titans get 18, and so the Eagles third round. Let's go see the Eagles third round pick. The Eagles third round pick. So they got 83 and 101 in the third round. So I'd imagine they're not talking about the comp pick. So I'd imagine that's 83. He was not playing. So look, and look, said this was my whole thing, right? Somebody was like, Voch, the Eagles getting better and the Cowboys got worse. How you feel? And in my mind, I was like, okay, but the Eagles ain't get 30 points better. Like we was blowing the Eagles out. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown will help. AJ Brown will help. Jordan Davis will help, man. I'm hurt, bro. What's up, Tennessee? What we got? AJ Brown, so Eagles, cool. Okay, so that sucks, but we knew that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? We felt like Treylon Burks was gonna be the guy, and we only felt like he was gonna be the guy because the Titans just traded. They just traded, Brown. So we just knew that was gonna be the case. So Treylon Burks off the board, chat. I'm sick, man. If I needed to be back-to-back quarterbacks. I need back-to-back quarterbacks, and so the Saints got 5 minutes on the clock, so I imagine they're having conversation over there. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But oh goodness, I'm sick, chat. Yo, chat, I ain't like sick, but like I'm like I'm just hoping we do the right things, bro. And to be fair, as a Cowboys fan, I do have faith that the front office is not gonna mess the pick up. I think as long as a good player is there, I think we'll take him. And if it's Nicole, so look, out of these names we just drafted, the only chance I get super excited is if it's Nakobe Dean, bro. Nakobe Dean is my last hope for going to jail tonight. George Pickens, I'd be happy with. Linderbaum, yeah, I think we got center. I don't think we'll be looking too much to be doing much at center. I think if we draft O-line in the interior, it'll be like left guard, and if that's the case, it'll be later in the draft. I think George Pickens might be the guy for Dallas at 24. I think that might be the pick. Let's go into the phones and see what y'all talking about. Let's go. Let's get JR on the phone while the Saints are on the clock. But hold on, wait, time out, JR, just to give a little context, a little information to Treylon Burks, super yak guy. So if you let go of a guy like if you go after, or if you wanted a guy like Deebo Samuel, then Treylon Burks would be the guy for you. He's bigger than Deebo, but that don't mean he's going to be more powerful than Deebo. He's just simply bigger. But what they did with him at Arkansas, they gave him a lot of dump offs. They gave him a lot of like reverses, jet sweeps, things like that. They'll give him the ball short. He'll be yak guy. He'll turn it into something else. He'll turn it into a bigger play. But besides that, he was really jump ball guy. So Treylon Burks is going to have to develop some routes, or there's going to have to good night for Philly sports fans. Colin Cowherd just said. Damn, AJ Brown just got $100 million, man. So, boy, wide receivers getting moved around this offseason has been crazy, huh? Man. But all right, cool. They're showing an animation of Treylon Burks on a thingamajig. That's cool. Let's get JR back on the phone. Here we go. JR, what up?
Right.
What's good with you?
Man, have you ever had a dude, when you was in class, and this dude just always was like, acting like he was just the smartest dude in class.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like he just knew all the answers. But when it got to the test, I'm gonna say that. This young man, getting Peter rolled on the test. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Have you ever seen a person like that?
Shit, me sometimes. to be fair.
Don't say that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Because right now I'm feeling like that's who Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is right now.
Well, to be fair, JR, to be perfectly fair though, JR, we can't help the idea that we won football games. We draft at 24. There's nothing we can do about that. We won games.
True.
That's what we got to deal with. The consequence for winning games is that you don't get your favorite guys. That's how you keep the league balanced. Plus, when we were having conversations about trading up, it was fun to think about, but I really prefer to keep my players in round 2 and round 3. So I'm not really upset. You know what I mean? And what I encourage, because I know Cowboy fans can be quick to get an attitude sometimes. What I encourage us to do is, if we're not going to trade up to get a guy that we wanted, at least let's wait around and see who's the first, second, and third round pick is. And if we like those 3 guys as our picks, we can't really complain. We just got to see who those guys are. And sometimes how we end up feeling is, I want Kenyon Green and I don't want nobody else. Or I want Jordan Davis and I don't want nobody else. If that ends up being the case, then you might be cruising for a bruise. You may be setting yourself up to be upset. But if I get Nakobe Dean, if I get George Pickens, if I get Karl Loftus, I'm fine. I'm good to go with those guys. You feel me?
You know what? Hey, you make me feel better about that. But when you had mentioned that, man, we got a fifth for Amari Cooper, and
that hurts, man.
Somebody just got a
Hollywood Brown got a first, or they got a first for Hollywood Brown, but we only got a fifth for Amari Cooper. That's what a blunder. What a blunder, man. But it is what it is, man.
Way to keep it PC, Voch. You know what I'm saying?
But
I was hanging with Jesse Holly.
Go ahead, quickly. Go ahead.
Just now, I just left. Just later. He basically telling me, he's like, you know what? Hey, this is gonna be the season where the Cowboys will get it wrong. I'm gonna shut up.
This is gonna be the season where what now?
Cowboys can get hit in the mouth because everybody's drafting to beat the Cowboys in the division. If you look at what they done did so far.
Hey man, they gotta get 30 points better than us, JR. Hey man, great call. Saints on the at the podium. I appreciate it, JR. Call back in after the Cowboys pick. Let's see what the Saints doing after they talked about Traylon Burks for 20 minutes. Oh, good. That's one. All right, let's get Trevor Penning off the board. I don't think Bernard Raymond's going to be a thing. I don't think Tyler Smith is going to be a thing. Let's still get two quarterbacks in there. Pittsburgh didn't have to trade a thing. And look, I was telling Colin this. I ain't say it with too much confidence, but I was like, you know what? Pittsburgh not really the type to move around. We don't see Pittsburgh moving around like this. But nobody cares. He can dunk a basketball. But I think it's different when you get the guy that you want and you don't have to trade up for him. I think that's better than trading up to get your guy. So Trevor Penning, right? Trevor Penning, Northern Iowa Senior Bowl guy, all that good stuff. I don't hate Trevor Penning necessarily. I like the player. I just wouldn't want to get Trevor Penning when I think there are better players than him on the board. Trevor Penning is a very unrefined. Now look, it's funny. They pulled it. They showing his highlights. They showed him dunking and lifting weights. That's the first thing they wanted to show y'all. But he lets people get hands inside on him. He lets people kind of bull rush him a little bit. And he's bigger than most of these guys. They probably not going to show it because it's a highlight tape. But Trevor's one of those dudes to where he has to get the technique down so he can use his power properly. He is a nasty player. He is a player that has some kind of feistiness behind him or whatever, but that only matters if, you can harness that and use it properly. You know what I'm saying? And right now, Trevor Penning's not that guy necessarily. He shouldn't be getting pushed around by nobody. He's way too big. He's way too strong. But if you can refine those like techniques or whatever, his technical side, then you'll be good to go. He'll be a fine player for you. I'm just floor guy. I'm just more so into what I want right now as opposed to what you can be in 5 years. So when I think about Trevor Penning, he's a guy that needs a little bit of work. He needs a lot of work. But hey, shouts out to Trevor Penning, man. I hope everybody in that house, I hope he turns that house into a better house and take care of his family. But I think George Karlaftis is a better player. I think Nakobe Dean's a better player. I think George Pickens is a better player. Tyler Linderbaum is a better player. He's another player that'll be on my I'll be happy list. And look, Jermaine Johnson at this point, he ain't better than Devontae Wyatt. So, we ain't worried about Jermaine Johnson. He ain't better than Karlaftis or nothing. So we ain't worried about Jermaine Johnson. It's just interesting. I thought, Jermaine's fall would be, I thought I would be the only one on board with saying that. You know what I mean? Like when everybody was saying Jermaine Johnson was going to be one of the top guys, and I wasn't buying it. Just because I'm not buying something doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Like teams suck at drafting. So I didn't expect Jermaine Johnson to go late, but whatever. But he going late. So I would love to hear like the league's reasoning for passing on, or just some of these teams' reasoning for passing on Jermaine Johnson. Plus, I think we're in second pass rusher territory. So Boye Mafe can make an appearance here. Arnold Ibidiki can make an appearance. Kingsley Enagbare. I think they're round 2 guys, but we'll see. We'll see. And then we got, George Pickens here. So let's get we'll get Short Dog in a minute. We'll wait till we get the pick for Short Dog. Let's get Josh on the phone right now. What up, Josh?
Hey, I think you got a pick coming in right now. So
I'm gonna be real fast.
Sure,
With
appreciate
the stuff that just happened with Trevor Penny, man, I got some good news for you.
Okay.
What we looking at 24,
yep,
it's good news, but you ain't gonna really like it too much because I know how you feel about these players.
Mm-hmm.
You got Nakobe Dean.
Sure.
We got him as a choice.
Sure.
But we also got Tyler Linderbaum.
Sure. I don't mind Linderbaum. And then look, also too, this was my thing. I don't hate Jermaine Johnson. People think I hate Jermaine Johnson. I just think if it's Jermaine Johnson versus Kenyon Green, I'd rather Kenyon, or I'd rather Jordan, or I'd rather Nakobe. You know what I mean? I don't hate Jermaine Johnson. We drafted at 24th overall. Jermaine Johnson would be the type of player that you get anyway. You see what I'm saying? So if we do get Jermaine Johnson and Dan Quinn can get hands on him, I feel great about that. I just didn't want to get him while Kenyon Green, Jordan Davis was on the board. You know what I'm saying? But now I don't want to get Jermaine Johnson. But look, watch this. I don't want to get Jermaine Johnson if Karlaftis is on the board, or if Linderbaum's on the board. So, we still in the same place we were. But if we end up with Jermaine Johnson, that's much better than a guy like Bernard Raymond or like Tyler Smith. Go ahead.
Well, I know we're not in the market now, but things may be happening with Kelvin Johnson. Trent McDuffie might fall all the way to work.
Right. So if you feel bad about Boss Man Fat, which you shouldn't, he seems clear. But if you feel bad about Boss Man Fat, then Trent McDuffie's there. So hey man, we got potential, man. I don't want Cowboy fans to pick. I don't want Cowboy fans to panic because some of our favorite guys aren't there. Like if you get Devin Lloyd, you good with that.
We knew the Eagles had 2 draft picks. We knew Jordan Davis was gonna probably go to 1.
All right, you said Jordan Davis. I'm about to get you up out of here, Josh. You just playing with my emotions at this point since you said Jordan Davis. Let me get you up out of here.
Devontae Wyatt. Let me help you out. Devontae Wyatt.
I love Devontae Wyatt, 100%. And if we could bring Devontae Wyatt in, he's a guy that can play 1 tech and 3 tech for you. So let's see what happens. Appreciate you, Josh.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all talking about what Dan Quinn will do if he get Jermaine Johnson? What Dan Quinn gonna do if he get Devontae Wyatt? What a pick that'll be. Pittsburgh on the clock. Let's get a quarterback here. And if there's any last hope that y'all thought we was gonna get wide receiver, Green Bay at 22, man. So just you might as well hold that one, partner. Franco Harris still getting money out here, man. Shouts out to you, bro. Franco Harris living off them old bodies. And they having a private conversation while we're waiting on picks. Okay, cool. I'll just let y'all. Cool. I'll let you talk. Yeah. Hey man, how I say this? This might be Karlaftis though. If somebody, it did look like Franco Harris. Like, hey man, how I say this? Oh, George Karlaftis and TJ Watt gonna make me sick. Oh, we get sad piano music if George Karlaftis is on the same team with TJ Watt. But let's hope it's Malik. Let's see. I know, man. Hall of Famer. Immaculate reception. We know. Ball hit the ground. Nobody saw it. Y'all didn't have a replay at the time. The referee was blind. It was cold outside. They wanted to go home. I get it. You're in Vegas. We know. Wow. We know. Come on now. He looked good for like a 70-year-old man, though. Like he's in great shape for like however the hell he is. Wow. Oh. They picked him over Malik Willis. And it's interesting because Tomlin went on a media tour telling us how much he loved Malik Willis. Hey, shouts out to Kenny Pickett, player. Hey, yo, Mitch, don't worry about it, dog. You good to go. Yo, Mitch, your spot is not in jeopardy, player. You feel me? So, look, that's quarterback for you. Bernard Raymond is a pick I want gone. Another quarterback is a pick I want gone. And Tyler Smith. If y'all catch me thinking every time I say this, Tyler Smith from Tulsa and Travis Jones from UConn. I get those names mixed up all the time. So if y'all hear me thinking when I'm thinking about Tyler Smith and Travis Jones, I'm thinking. So just pardon me if I come off a little slow on that. But Kenny Pickett, hey, I didn't think Kenny Pickett was gonna be. And you know the weird part about it is, we love to talk about little hands. That's a division where it's gonna be cold a lot. with gloves, with his little bitty glove, and he got a gang of fumbles. Like Kenny Pickett got fumbles on his record. You know what I mean? Like he got like Daniel Jones number of fumbles on his record, like many of them. So, hey man, you know, but you know what? It's never it's never quarterbacks like it's never the first quarterback that's always the best guy. It's always like the second or third guy. But hey, Kenny Pickett, hey, cool little player. I didn't like his film last year. His film this year was a little bit better. He took the Pittsburgh team and didn't have very much to it. He turned it into something. Not a contender, I would call it, or anything like that. But Pittsburgh was grooving, you know. He's a player that's ready to play now. I would say he got some pretty good leadership qualities. Not the most fun player in the world. And, you know, we come back to this conversation, right? Are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Malik Willis has much higher of a floor, but he has much higher of a ceiling, but I think his floor is pretty high. Chiefs on the clock. Chiefs went up to 21. So if the Chiefs move up, so we know that the Chiefs wanted to trade the farm to get Jameson Williams. So we know they want receiver. I also heard from a little birdie that they want to potentially go right tackle. If not right tackle, they're going all defense. So in my mind, Kansas City, it's either Pickens. If it's Bernard Raymond, that's a mistake, but that's what I'm hearing. He's the next right tackle that makes sense. Or if you want to put Tyler there, he makes sense. Travis makes sense there. Or they're going to go defense, basically, is what I've heard, like all defense. So it is what it is. Brumley pulled up my wide receiver board. Appreciate you, sir. Somebody asked earlier, Voch, what do you think about George Pickens? George Pickens, I think highly of him. I think highly of him in my top 50 board. I think highly of him in my wide receiver rankings. The dude can play. The only reason he's falling is because he's injured guy, he's character guy. If you're a Cowboy fan and you're not really into injury guy, character guy, then I don't really blame you for you know, I don't necessarily blame you for not being into the whole George Pickens sweepstakes. But in terms of a talent, George Pickens is a first round talent. And if you pick him at 24, it fits. It kind of fits. And he's not going to be there for you at 56. If he is, you throw a little party, but he's not going to be there for you. But just think about the names that are here right now, bro. Some names on the board. Boss Cowboy talking that he wasn't Jermaine Johnson. Chiefs just trying to pay time. Okay, cool. The pick is in, so we'll see what's going on here. It's so many play, and you know what? This is why you want picks in this range. This is why you want picks anywhere between 14 to about 50 something. You got guys here, man. Carl Hodges, N'Kobe Dean, Trent McDuffie, Pickens, Linderbaum, Jermaine Johnson, Devin Lloyd. So all your linebackers here. Quay Walker's here. I mean, pick a pass rusher. Arnold Ibidiki if you want him there. Kingsley Enagbare. There's some pass rushes on the board. How'd that work? It's like 5 more. It's like 6 more. And Ojabo. It's like 6 more pass rushes on the board that can go in all these spots. The wide receiver run definitely pushed things down, and the offensive line. To be fair, even though we knew Penning was going to go earlier, I don't think we knew Kenyon Green and Zion Johnson were going to go that early. So that's probably 2 more bumps right there. It's interesting. We got the Chiefs on the clock. I mean, their pick is in, so we were just waiting on the podium for them. So let's go into a call here. Let's go 214. Who this?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? This is your boy MT from Dallas.
MT, what's up, man? What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I just want to give a big shout out to you, man. I've been listening to you for years. This is my first time calling in. You're doing big things, so I just want to give you much love, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Volume is a nice little home, man. It's a cool little, you know what I mean, frat house, sorority house. You know, this little family over here at the Volume, this little thing of ours that we got going on over here, and it's only going to get bigger bigger from here. So I appreciate all y'all for being here early while the Volume is still growing. So appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, I've been a Cowboy fan for a long time, man. Mm-hmm. And just the negativity, man. Like, we got to do better. We got to trust the Cowboys. They've been drafting good these past couple of years. But just trust, let them do their thing, and let's see how it come out. You're never going to be able to judge these players for the next, 2 or 3 years. So just trust what they're doing. Let's see what they do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, just have faith in the team. I'm being so pessimistic. Man, it's just killing me how everybody's just so down on the Cowboys, especially after we just won 12 games.
Sure.
Like, come on now, let's be better about this.
Sure. 100%, man. 100%. Yo, MT, appreciate you. You a Cowboy fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I just put you down platinum. This is your first time calling. I just wanted to let you know, man, next time you call in, we're going to know it's you. We're going to do about 30 minutes after the draft, just taking call reactions or whatever. So be sure to call back in so we can get your reaction there, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, sir. That's for everybody also. Of course, we're gonna be quick housekeeping just in the middle of this thing right now. They got Trent McDuffie. The Kansas City Chiefs got Trent McDuffie. We'll talk about him in a second. So we are gonna go live for all 3 days of the draft. So that's today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So be sure to tune in for that. And after this show, like, we're gonna go through the draft, and like 30 minutes after, we're just gonna take calls and talk to the chat box, just kind of get everybody's reactions. Then we're gonna get back to work and possibly go to bed at some point. All right. So Trent McDuffie to the Chiefs. He was the best corner left over. I think McDuffie was a top 20 player on my board or something like that. When you watch Washington, University of Washington, I think they should be in contention for DBU. You know what I'm saying? We just see different Washington guys come out every year, and they all got that same kind of prototype to them. Just these tough dudes, these tacklers, these smart zone players, these guys that can play in man coverage, man. And I think Trent McDuffie is one of them dudes, man. And to get Trent McDuffie at 21, I think that's fun. I think that's fun for the Chiefs, and that's some pretty good value for them. The one thing, like, if you had to point something out about Trent McDuffie, is tackling. I think the product of a fun defense is whether your DBs tackle well or not. So some of the most fun defenses this year were, Baylor, teams like Houston and Washington, because they got tackling DBs. So if you were in the market for someone that can move around and do stuff like that, he's your guy. Fun player. I thought they was going to go like Dax Hill, maybe Petrie, maybe, because, Honey Badger's gone. So I think they're possibly going to be looking at safety. Did they have another pick?
Yeah.
Did they trade away from that pick or something? They traded up. So they still got that. Okay, they pick at 20, whatever. All right, cool. So, hey, Green Bay Packers are on the board, and we'll see what's happening, man. Hey, yo, chat, if you enjoying this, man, can I get flames in the chat box while I hit y'all with a war call, please? If y'all enjoying the show, man, just one time. This has been an incredible show, an incredible jump for, Voch's career and things of that nature. I'm not going to reflect on it now. I'm gonna reflect in the shower later. I'm gonna sit in the shower and just think about it later. But hey, what a show we've had so far. What a ride we've been on. Somebody was like, "Yo, Voch, I remember when you was wearing the headphones with the tape wrapped around them." Hey, relax, man. Don't be telling the new people my business, dog. Don't be telling my business, man. We done boys dropped the deuce in the super chat. He says, "Say it with me, Jermaine Johnson at 24 is great." I wouldn't hate it. It's guys I would prefer over Jermaine Johnson. We got Karlaftis, we got Nakobe Dean, Linderbaum is there, Devontae Wyatt. So we got guys. But hey, if we end up with Jermaine Johnson, I wouldn't hate it. And I already know people gonna be looking at me like, if we do get Jermaine Johnson, people gonna be looking right at me and be like, Voch, you said Jermaine Johnson. I'm already ready for that. If the Cowboys get Jermaine Johnson, I'm ready for y'all to call me like phony. We've jumped up to 1,100 concurrent viewers in the Voch Lombardi side. I appreciate y'all. That's a big ass jump. And we still got our 500 concurrent viewers over on the volume. But look, this is the crazy part. We got 400 viewers on the volume, but 495 likes on the volume. I love that ratio. Can we get the likes up over on the Voch Lombardi side, please? Pick is in for the Packers. Let's see what they got. Yo, there's some silence in that room in there, but that just means them fans ain't been watching Quay Walker. Quay Walker a bad motherfucker. Quay Walker's cold. I love Quay Walker. And Quay Walker is I'm not going to say as good as Nakobe Dean, just that playing next to Nakobe Dean, it makes him look a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, Dean just sees it so well. Dean just processes things so well that, it's just easy to play next to him and look worse. But Quay Walker, we got another trade. Buffalo wanted to jump Dallas for why? Why did Buffalo want to jump Dallas? Interesting. So, what was I saying? We're talking about Quay Walker, right? Quay Walker is a guy that has mental processing. He has explosion. He has speed. He has quickness. He also can give you stuff in the pass rush game. So, what I think happens is, when we get these new trends, we look for players to follow up on the trend that next year. So, if Micah Parsons exists, now we're looking for the big linebackers that can rush the passer. That's Quay Walker, So, hey, if you take Quay Walker with the idea that this is how we're going to use him, then it makes sense. If you feel like this is too high for Quay Walker to be taken, it is Green Bay we're talking. But whatever your opinion is about the pick and where Quay was taken, we had a feeling this was going to be the case. What I found was interesting is that he's the first linebacker off the board. Quay Walker over. So can I, Brumley, can I get my top 25, please? Because I know Quay Walker's in there, and I know I got him over Lloyd. I'm just not for sure. I got all their asses just bunched up like club sandwiches here, bro. Quay Walker's my 17th overall guy, so if he goes 22, that makes a little bit of sense to me. Devin Lloyd's my 22 player, so if he goes anywhere in this range, we're on task there too. Yo, Chet, my top 50 not crazy. My fucking top 50 not crazy. And you know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do, bro? Let me see my mock draft too, because let me be accurate on that. I know we didn't get the Walker pick right on the mock. I did that on purpose. Going on here. Well, shit, bro, took it down. All right, cool. So we don't get Corral. Cool. Lloyd didn't go early. Karlaftis is late. My shit, my mock look kind of wet. What about 17? What about 17 through 32, bro? But for the most part, though, I will say most of the players we got right, though. Saints did go offensive lineman. Cool. McDuffie's in the relative area. Thought McDuffie would be a little far. We got Kenny Pickett it makes sense, though, man. It makes sense, though, man. Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh. Hey, is what it is, man. Let's get into the phone real quick, see what's going on. We got Gil from New York. Let's see if he got some nuance for us. What's up, Gil?
Hey, it just I feel like we're not doing anything aggressively to address the needs that this team has. And in fact, some of the needs that we created ourselves by some of the stupid moves we made in the offseason.
Sure.
And not even being able to get the players that we thought were safe for us to be getting in this draft.
Sure.
So I don't
go ahead.
I guess I'm at the point where I'm starting to think if the people that own the team don't really care enough about winning, why should we?
I think that's a bit upsetting. I mean, I think that's a bit, I don't want us to be so emotional that we're at the point to where, oh my God, we didn't give up day 2 picks. We don't care about winning. I don't want to be that extreme. I just feel like okay. So like, watch this, right? So we had players in the top that we coveted, right? We had 30 visits with Cross and we had 30 visits with London. Those dudes went top 10. You know what I mean? We like those guys. But if you would have given up your second and watch this though, if you would have given up your second and third round pick, you would have been sick to go get, like you would have felt good about the players, but the pick's gone. You know what I'm saying? I think
we can't even get the guards that we thought would be easily falling to us.
Well, here's another thing though. Do you want to give up picks for a guard? Do you want to really like look, I love Kenyon Green, but do I want to give up picks to go get him? I don't think you give up picks to get Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green. I think if you get Ed Ingram in the second round, you live with that. You know what I mean? You live with that. Jamari Salyer.
Who do we pick in the first round?
Well,
who do we take?
Well, shit, I don't know who we picked. That's up to Jerry and them. But you got George Karlaftis, you got Nakobe Dean, you got Tyler Linderbaum, you got George Pickens, you got Jermaine Johnson, you got Devontae Wyatt, David Ojabo, and Devin Lloyd. That's a lot of dudes. That's a lot of dudes I like. And if you take any of those dudes, that's a good first round pick. You need guard. If you take Jamari Salyer in the second round, you good at guard. Oh, you get John. You get
with the guard in the second round.
That's fine.
But
and then look,
linebacker is being the position we need, especially linebackers with injury risks.
Devin Lloyd ain't got injury risk.
No, I mean Dean.
Nakobe Dean got hurt once. I don't think he's an injury risk guy. I just think he just got hurt. He's just hurt now. He's not injury risk guy. He ain't missed games or nothing.
I know.
I think you're a little upset because we didn't get Jordan Davis or Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson, and that's fine. But like we said earlier,
any of the wide receivers or pass rusher.
Okay, but look, watch this
Maybe
though. But Gil, let me just run this by you though, Gil. We won. We only lost 5 games last year. We drafted at 24th overall. That's what you go through. When you win games, you pick you get to pick players that in 23 teams in front of you get to pick. That's the life that we live.
Yeah, but look at what the Eagles have done, getting A.J. Brown. I mean, we're not doing anything aggressively at all.
I'm not giving up a first round pick for A.J. Brown. What if that first round pick is Michael Parsons or C.D. Lamb or something? Now you're sick. I like A.J. Brown, but shit, I don't mind what we doing. I think that if I just named some gangsters for you, I just named some great football players for you. I think sometimes if you get over aggressive, that leads to disaster. Sometimes I think I like what we're doing. I like what we're doing.
But only a 5th rounder for Amari Cooper, really?
Okay, so see now you looking for shit to be mad at. Now you just add the Cooper shit. We ain't even talking about Cooper. Well, Voch, Jerry Jones raised the price on season tickets. He don't want to win. I feel you, Gil. Hey, yo, Gil, the Bill's on the clock, man. I'm gonna call you back, bro. Appreciate you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. And Kaiir Elam comes off the board for the Bills. Hey, fantastic. I thought that the Bills was gonna go running back or some shit. You know what I mean? I thought the Bills was gonna, you know what I'm saying? I thought they was gonna do something a little weird. But hey, I like Kaiir Elam. Fun. Have I talked about everybody? McDuffie, quite cool. Kaiir Elam, it sometimes depends on the game that he's having. Sometimes Kaiir can give you trace where he looks like a top tier corner. Other times Kaiir can give you plays where you're like, yo, bro, what is Kaiir doing? And why is he making this mistake, right? So what you want to do is you want to just kind of harness that random energy. You want to harness that wild man in Kaiir Elam. And if you do, you got you a good player that can play all the corners, whether it be outside, whether it be nickel, and he can do safety things for you. Great length, great athleticism. I like the player. So Kaiir Elam, cornerback, he goes to who he just went to? He just went to Buffalo. So Buffalo jumped in front of Dallas to get Kaiir Elam. Did they think that we wanted Kaiir Elam or something? I don't know. But I tell you what, though. We got 6 minutes on the clock. I would love to trade back right here. Because if our guys are gone, like if the guard and all those, if the guys are, I would love to just rack up some more picks right here. And I think we're going to exhaust this 5 minutes and we're going to be putting in work on the phone line blowing up because, bro, it's some guys here. Like, let's just name some guys. We got, and I've been naming the same guys for the past, but y'all bear with me. We just working. We got Carl Loftus, Nakobe Dean, George Pickens, Tyler Linderbaum, Jermaine Johnson, Devin Lloyd, David Ojabo, Devontae Wyatt. That's 8 players that I feel really, really good about right now. We can realistically trade back 7 spots and it'll be one dude I like. I feel good about that. So let's see what happens, chat. Let's just kind of cool it. Let's cool it. Let's see what the next 5 minutes are gonna happen, or what's gonna happen in the next 5 minutes, and let's figure it out. Is there a player that'll make me sick? I mean, if we take Bernard Raymond, I'm sick, bro. Bernard Raymond or like Tyler Smith or something like that. I'm going to bed. Jermaine Johnson, Daxton Hill, Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, Malik Willis is just on the board, ladies and gentlemen. So in my mind, who's on the board here? We're at 24. Let's go to Tankathon real quick and hit refresh on Tankathon for order. Stephen Jones is on the phone. Maybe he's putting in work on the phones. The pick ain't in. Maybe we're trying to get some calls, man. Hey, if anybody wants to jump in front of, let's see who's there. Like nobody behind us wants quarterback, I guess. So I guess there's no trade up option for that. So I guess we just sitting, waiting to see if we can make a move. If not, we're going to make a pick. I'm fine with both. If we move backwards, I'm cool. If we take a guy, I'm fine, man. Hey, if you lose out on Randy Gregory, but you get pass rusher and Jermaine Johnson or George Karlaftis, you cool with that. Keanu Neal left and we signed Van Der Esch, but I would still feel like, if you want a linebacker just to kind of pair along with Parsons so he could be like a full-time pass rusher guy, we do not need all that shit. Y'all need to grow up. We need all that. Yeah, okay, cool. We need all that. If you looking for like linebacker or something, bro, like we got linebackers on the board. We got Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean on the board. And a part of me feels like since Devin Lloyd is the 30 visit, he might be the most likely pick here. I like some of these guys a little more than Devin Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? Brum is doing a fantastic job of having my top 50 board up here so y'all can see who the remaining players are. Devin Lloyd is a guy that was on Dallas's 30 visit list. And we know that, we want linebackers that can do multiple things. We want guys that can cover, that can run and hit, that can pass rush a little bit. Devin Lloyd, went down the trenches and he pass rushed a little bit. So if you pair that dude with Micah, that may be a fun little dance for you. Does he start over Van Der Esch immediately? I'm not sure. But I don't know if any of these guys start over anybody immediately. I don't know if Jermaine Johnson or Carl Loftus is going to be your first edge guy coming off the board. It's all in the rotation. Ojabo would be a fun guy just to kind of hold on to and just stash for a year, and that dude's going to come back and be as explosive as you wanted him to be. So I don't know, man. The pick is in. So Dallas is picking. We not trading back. Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Give me Carl Loftus. Give me Nakobe Dean. I'll take Devin Lloyd. Give me Jermaine Johnson, and we'll look for wide receiver tomorrow. And bro, let me see my top 15 wide receivers again. If we don't take wide receiver right now, the wide receivers available at 56. I know Sky Moore is a guy. I know Pickens is a guy. I know Christian Watson's a guy. Mechie's a guy that can be around for you. And then we're looking at like some round 3 guys. So it's plenty of receivers there. And the same thing for guards too. Ed Ingram, Jamari Salyer, Darian Kennard, all those, those are guys that can play guard for you. So you can literally take, as long as it's somebody on this list right here. As long as it's somebody in this list of 8 players that I got pulled up, I feel good about it. I'll feel good about it. If it's Nakobe Dean, we're going to jail. We're not going to jail. Like Kenyon Green and Jordan Davis were our only going to jail picks, and that makes me upset. Seem like they ain't care about that knee, huh? Who's in the room? Who is Stephen Jones shaking hands with? Will McClay. I need to see what coach is in there. If I knew what coach was in there, I can get a hint for the pick. But they ain't showing me nothing. Joan Isom. Appreciate you. He dropped a dime in the super chat. He didn't even have a question. He just wanted to show some love. Appreciate you. And somebody dropped a 5 in here too. We them boys. Stop it. AJ Brown is worth the 24th overall pick. Shit. Man, what are we doing as an organization, boy? What we just where my shit? Hold on, where my music? Let me get on Twitter and say some mean things on Twitter. Let me go on Twitter and say some mean things on Twitter. I hate it here. Send. What are we doing? Send. I'm going to bed. Send. I'd rather Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson ain't that good. He just wasn't as good as everybody thought he was. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with Jermaine Johnson not being as good as we thought he was. This got Taco. I ain't gonna say that. As extreme. Tyler might be all right. And to be fair, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Let's give some analysis for Tyler Smith. But you know what? I don't want to cut my sad piano music off. So I'm going to keep my sad piano music on while I give y'all the vibes right now. So don't get me wrong, chat. Tyler Smith is not a bad player. I just would have preferred him later. When I look at the list of guys, I just named 8 guys that I would have been. In no world do I think Tyler Smith is better than Carl Loftus. In no world do I think Nakobe Dean. Pardon me. In no world is who we got? Tyler Smith. In no world is Tyler Smith better than Nakobe Dean, or George Pickens, or Tyler Linderbaum, or Jermaine Johnson, or Devin Lloyd, or David Ojabo, or Devontae White. So my thing about Tyler Smith, to be fair with Tyler Smith, he's probably going to come in and play left guard right now. And I think Tyler Smith would be a good left guard right now. Give him a little training, cut down on the holding calls. We'll be fine with Tyler Smith. I see some people in the chat saying Tyler Smith is a second rounder. In theory, yes. But everybody was talking about Tyler Smith being a late first round guy. My only problem, and I like Tyler. I think Tyler Smith is a physical player. So if you're a Cowboys fan and you wanted, the physical player, you wanted the nasty player, you wanted the strong player, you wanted the guard that could play guard but play tackle, later on, Tyler Smith is the guy. And I like him. He's not a bad player. I'm going to do a film session on Tyler Smith, and I'm going to be excited. But goddamn it, in no world do you pass on Carl Loftus for Tyler Smith. A lot of money's on the table. You don't pass on Nakobe Dean for Tyler Smith. Or Pickens, Linderbaum, Jermaine, Lloyd, Ojabo, or White. Randall Martin in the chat says Voch was just as disappointed after the Micah pick. You want to know why? Because we was going to get Rashawn Slater. And if we'd have got Rashawn Slater, we wouldn't be having this problem. God damn it. And then you know what? Like just the whole Kenyon Green thing, bro. And the whole Jordan Davis thing, bro. Just when it rains, it pours, bro. When it rains, it pours. But I'll be putting out a film session on Tyler Smith in the morning. I'll be putting it out on Tyler Smith in the morning, and we'll be going. It is what it is. Josh Shepard says Jeff Kavanaugh is taking it even harder than you are. He had him 70th on this board. He ain't on my top 50 neither. Tyler Smith ain't in my top 50 neither. If you show Brumley, if you pull up my 26 through 50, Tyler Smith is not on it. He's not on it. Shouts out to Tyler Smith, though, man. You're a Cowboy now, so he ain't the ops, I guess, but oof. We'll cross that road when we get there. Airborne Bully dropped a dub in the super chat. Says, let me talk really quick. Let me call in. Well, phone line's lit, man. If y'all want to call in, you can feel free to call in. Let's get Short Dog on the phone and see what Short Dog talking about. What up, Short Dog? What's up, bro?
My guy, bro. I mean, I was trying to go into this.
Oh, Short Dog sounds sad. Let me cut his music on. Short Dog, say it. Go ahead.
About it, saying we have a running back, everybody's doing good in the NFC, and we come out with Tyler Tulsa Smith.
Yep.
Like, we didn't remember Reggie Robinson, bro. Like, these small school guys, like, I don't care. And this is the problem of us.
Right.
Is we made these holes ourselves. We got rid of Lael Collins, a guy that had position flex on a cheap-ass contract. We had a guy in Amari Cooper, and you've seen what these guys are getting paid $26 million a year. Oh, my God, bro. 2022 has made me so sick. I want you to know you're the only reason I'm rolling with you, dog. The only reason I'm rolling with the Cowboys right now is you, Earl Spence, dog. My life is dry. This is the worst pick I've seen in the last 10 years, dog. I hope. And no, everybody's saying that you were hating on Parsons. It wasn't that. We just knew what Slater was, and nobody knew what Parsons was. We thought he was an off-ball linebacker. And I was going into thinking, look, we have Parsons. We have a quarterback. They don't have that. Parsons better than anybody in this draft. We're going to get something at 24. When they said Tyler Linderbaum, I almost jumped out my seat. Once Tyler Smith hit, bro, oh, God, the crime rate's going up tonight, my God. It's going up in New Mexico, bro. Just to check me out on those hot links, dog. Don't listen to me. Everything's bad now. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Hey, Short Dog, appreciate you, man. Tune in with me tomorrow, bro. Short Dog said, hey, man, Short Dog said the crime rate going up in Mexico tonight. I feel you, man. Going by on draft 5, it says, Voch, we just drafted a guy that had the same amount of flags as Connor Williams. I'm highly confused. Yeah. Let's see who the Ravens pick, man. Let's see who the Ravens pick. I'm cutting my music back up. Hey, man, you know what? The Ravens don't overthink, man. The Ravens don't overthink, bro. They just get the best guys and they just keep it moving. They build their board, they get the best guys, and they keep it moving, man. The Ravens, they don't miss like this, man. They don't miss. Lavish D says, I'd rather have Ojabo on one leg. Yeah, man. Hey, man, Tyler Linderbaum, bro. Hey, just don't overthink it. You go right. 937. What's up? Who this? 937. What's up? Who this? $937. Hello. Ooh, they sleep. Ooh, they sleep. Ooh, they sleep. Hello. 937. Wake your ass up.
Perfect. Dom DeMarco.
Wake up. Hello. All right, we're gonna get him up out of here, man. He's sleeping. He's getting some rest. You know what? I'd be sleeping through this mess too, man. Let's keep going. We're gonna go Airborne Bullies up next, then we're gonna go Steve, then James. Airborne Bullies, what up?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Turn down your TV for me, Doc. Turn down your TV for me, Doc. There you go. Appreciate you.
I got you. Hey, so what's up, man? I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't see this one coming.
Yeah, me neither.
Bro, we got all the defensive pieces.
Yeah.
That could, you know what I'm saying, make the defense sort of kind of elite, man. Because I'm thinking Dan Quinn the whole time. Like once I seen a couple of the O-line pieces roll out, and then I seen all the wide receivers ride. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yep.
But bruh, come on, man.
Yep.
Look, I'm not mad about the tackles because that tackle, I think he's like the number 1 rated tackle in the draft. Am I correct?
Devontae Wyatt?
No.
Who you saying?
I'm talking about the O-line, the cat that we picked up.
Yeah, he was it depends on who you ask. You know, some people got Raymond over him as a tackle or whatever, but yeah, he was the next best tackle, sure, that could play guard for you.
Yeah, I'm mainly talking about for running though, not like the run. I don't know about the zone, but
sure,
I know for run he was like 93. He was rated 93, but you know we really can't. You know what I'm saying? Really talk about the Illuminatis and all that.
Yeah, man, PFF childish. Yeah, for sure.
But I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm like, damn, we got Devin Lloyd, we got my boy Kobe Dean right here.
I named 8 people,
we
man.
Got damn Jermaine Johnson over here.
I named 8 people.
Man.
I named 8 guys that I would have felt great with, and Dallas drafted the 9th for sure.
Bruh, man, I don't even know where this pick came from. It's like, I don't know if it's Jerry or Steven, but bruh, he pulled this thing out the closet. Like, hey, we want this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm talking about me and my son watching the draft. My son was mad hurt. He was like,
sure.
Damn. I'm like, bro, I have no idea. But right on. We're gonna ride with it.
Hey man, we just gonna hope for the best, man. Airborne Bullies, quickly make your last point before I move on. The Jets back on the clock. I mean the Jets pick is in.
Man, you good, bro.
Hey man, appreciate you, man. Thank you for your service, doc.
I'm out.
Yes, sir. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This one was a little rough, doc. This was a little rough. But hey, does it mean that because I didn't like where he was drafted, does that mean he's gonna be a bad player? No, he could be a good player for you. I just feel like he was drafted it was mishandled, the whole draft situation. It was guys, man. I would have much rather other guys on the board. But to be fair, just how we've been looking at different mock drafts, we know what teams think of him. He wasn't going to be there in the second round. I would have loved to have gotten him in the second round and just plugged him in at guard. That's what I was really looking for the most part. But we knew he wasn't going to make it there. You know, we seen many mocks of him being taken in the late 20s, and he was getting that hype as a guy that can go in the late 20s. And we were like, hey man, what's going on with this? Like, how did Tyler Smith end up here? But he ended up here. So that's that. Let's go landlord from Alabama, see what he's talking about. What up, landlord?
What's going on, Voch, man?
Cool.
Lord, jeez.
Cool, my guy.
I was trying to call and see, do anybody got a smoke, man? I need a smoke. I don't need smoke. I ain't smoking in 12 years.
Sure.
But the Dallas Cowboys, like, they determined
sure
to make me fire up a cigarette, man.
Sure.
What the hell was that?
Sure. Yeah. I just think they was looking for the need, man. They drafted need over BPA, in which they kept telling us they weren't gonna do that shit, but they did it. So hold on, landlord.
The worst thing you can do in a situation like that.
Hold on, landlord. Hold on, landlord. Just pick in. Hold on. Jermaine Johnson, 26 to the Jets. Go ahead. Yeah. No.
That's the worst thing you can possibly do in a situation like that.
Yeah.
You trying to be cute. You trying to outsmart everybody. I bet money Will McClay probably was punching out when the camera went on, because he didn't. I bet money that wasn't a Will McClay type pick.
Sure.
He probably was screaming for days.
Sure.
Jerry and them talking about need.
Sure.
He probably wanted Jermaine Johnson. He wanted a real player. We went and got somebody way from left field.
Said, hold on, time out. Landlord, time out. Said the volume's so trifling. They dropped the post an hour ago. I didn't even see it because I haven't been on Twitter. Voch Lombardi's heart breaks in real time as the Eagles draft Jordan Davis. The volume for this. Hey, yo, Chad, follow the volume on Twitter. They're currently dogging me right now on Twitter. My family that I thought we was good are currently dogging me on Twitter right now. Landlord, I appreciate you, man. Let me get back at you for a second. They tell me to look at the screen. Let me take a look at the screen for a second.
All right, man.
Lamar Jackson just tweeted and says WTF. Yeah. Yeah, mama, yeah. I get it. So I guess that has something to do with moving on from Hollywood, but he just got a center. So I guess it's, but I guess they didn't do anything to address the wide receiver need in Baltimore. So I imagine Lamar, and then Lamar hadn't signed his contract. He hadn't signed the contract neither, which is wild. Yeah, because it's time for him to get his money. Yeah, get an agent, bro. Get an agent. Don't try to be like the Cowboys and be smarter than everybody else or the smartest man in the room. Appreciate you, Brumley, and that Lamar Jackson tweet there. I mean, maybe that. Speaking of people who are mad, I know, right? Hey, I don't even want to. I don't even want to get on Twitter, bro. It's gonna be some mess. I'll look at it when these next 5 or so picks are gone. Brandon from Houston, I think he's a Cowboy fan also. Brandon, what up?
Oh, what up, Voch, man? I just wanted to call in and say, what the hell is going on, man? I need some good news for the second round, bro.
Well, shit, the second round ain't happened yet. So in about 5 picks, I'll let you know what's gonna be going on in the second round. If I do,
right,
but if I do,
just want to say, Voch, man, hey, man, you done blown up on us. Colin Cowherd, it's quality content, man.
Yeah.
The Eagles, they got some good picks, man, but fuck them. They still ain't got Dak Prescott, and we still gonna rock their shit and win the division. So I ain't worried about it.
Basically, fuck them.
Appreciate you, Brandon. Great call, man. I agree too. I agree. Jermaine Johnson look like August I've seen him, man. For real. I'll never not see it. Let's get Danny Savage on the phone. Jermaine Johnson. So hold on, Danny. Give me a quick second. So my whole thing about Jermaine Johnson, like why I felt like he was sliding a little bit, or just why I feel like he would slide. I didn't see a top 5 player in him. I saw, he's a guy that looks like he fits in this range. he's a player that's not complete. You know, he needs to put some things together. He needs to, you know what I mean? He needs to, you know, put more tools in his tool belt, so to speak. He's another one of these raw players that'll beat people with ability, but he needs to put more into the nuances of the game. But it's interesting after all the Jermaine Johnson hype, seeing him fall to 26. That's the weird part. I just didn't expect him to fall this far. But hey, shouts out to Jermaine Johnson, shouts out to the Jets. I think they got a good player, and I think they moved back into the first round to get him. Or rather, that was a part of like a trade package or something that we just didn't have tabs on. So. And the Jaguars are at 27, and their pick is in. So let's see. Somebody in this Facebook group. Shouts out to 750. Shouts out to my guys in there. It said God is punishing Voch for his continuous Ohio State disrespect. Well, Ohio State need to quit putting out. I ain't gonna say nothing, man, because you know, but whatever. But it's certain players from Ohio State that I be having problems with. So, but shouts out to everybody 750 watching right now. Appreciate y'all. I know y'all been supporting Voch for a long time. Appreciate y'all. But I like the Ohio State players this year. They cool. They cool this year. But yeah, man, it was just so many, you know, so many guys that I thought were better than Tyler Smith. But hey, if you wanted to look, this is my thing. If you the Cowboys, right, and ultimately we got to learn. I get pissed off all the time, but we ultimately got to learn to just trust the process. We gotta just trust the process. I didn't like it. There were better players that I had on the board, but it's been a few times I've been mad at a Dallas pick and it ended up being okay. Michael Parsons. So my whole thing is I do think Tyler will be he'll be a fine player for you. I think he'll be a good left guard for you. And you know, we can't pretend like we don't need left guard. You know, will he come in and be better than Biadasz? Year one, I mean not Biadasz. Connor McGovern. Will he be better than Connor McGovern year one? I think so. Connor McGovern is not a left guard guy. I know that at least Tyler Smith can play the left side. Now, do I think he can play left tackle for you? I think there's going to be a struggle for him year one. Can he develop into it? He's played tackle at Tulsa the whole time. And he has a teammate on the right side, and his name is Chris Paul, which is hilarious. Every time I see him, I call him Cliff Paul. But could he be a tackle one day? Depends on what the development is. But was he the best player on the board at the time? No, not at all. I don't think he was the best player on the board. So we didn't go BPA. We went need. And if you the Cowboys and you just like Tyler Smith so much that you didn't want to take a chance on Ingram, that you didn't want to take a chance on Salyer, that you didn't want to take a chance on Kennard, and you wanted to get guard out the way, and you felt better about the later wide receivers, then I'm fine with that. So now we got to hope that some of these guys in this list, and I'll make a and Brumley, you ain't got to tell me right now, but you can text me and tell me if this is something that we can do. I can make a list of the top 25, players that's available, and we'll have it ready for the draft tomorrow, and we'll just kind of go off that list. I think it's going to be some great players for you, the next 25 guys. And I don't say that because Cowboys draft the 24th in the round or whatever, but if we come out with that list, could we possibly have it ready by tomorrow? We've been doing a lot of shit on the fly, so I'd imagine we can. So we'll see. We'll cross the road when we get there. Now let's get Danny Savage on the phone while the Jaguars pick is in. If they go to the podium, I'll just cut Danny off. What up, Danny?
Voch, very frustrating night. One of the most frustrating drafts I've ever seen in my 50 years on the earth.
Yeah.
But also on social media, you can check your chat, guys chat, before the draft. I said Dallas is taking Tyler Smith because, but boy, I'll get to that later. You bring Devin Lloyd in as the top 30. I had Devin Lloyd my best player available, and they don't go that way. I would have took even Sawyer from Georgia ahead of this kid. This kid does have some upside. He's the youngest kid in the draft. He has a temper.
Sure.
So we can work with that. So we know he has a temper. We know he's mean. But hopefully we can, work with his hands. I don't see him as a tackle. I see him as a left guard.
Sure.
But I want to know tomorrow, how many trades were there today? And we're sitting back like we just won the Super Bowl. Everyone's hustling, hustling left and right.
Sure.
How many times did the team move ahead of us? It was the Ravens moved ahead of us. Then Buffalo moved ahead of us.
Sure.
You know they were going to take old linemen when they were doing this.
I tell you what. I tell you what. I wasn't like I'm not the biggest fan of the Tyler Smith pick, but I like the fact that we still have our second and third round pick. Give me a second.
What scared me the most was
there's
Raymond
time out. There's Devin Lloyd to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's one off the list right there for you. Go ahead, Danny Savage. Bless you.
What scared me the most was Bernard Raymond out there. I thought that I would have threw my shoes to the TV and called it a night at that point. If they would have took Raymond.
If we'd have got Bernard Raymond, I'd have threw something. So and then just to be fair though, let's be honest here. I would have been mad if we got Bernard Raymond. I'm not mad enough to throw nothing. I just don't like Bernard as a player to where he would be taken. I like Tyler Smith as a player. I just hate where he was drafted. But I don't think he would have been there for us. So, it is what it is.
But this is what I don't understand, too. Like you said, you wanted to just Dallas just wanted to get the guard out of the way.
Sure.
But then why bring Ingram in? Why bring all these other guys in? Because I don't think this kid was a 30 whip, is it? He might have been a Dallas Day guy because I'm assuming, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or that's Texas.
Well, he wasn't a 30 visit guy, but also to think about it like this, right? We have no clue what guard's going to look like in the next round. So if Tyler Smith is there and we go, oh, okay, well, let's not get Tyler Smith. Let's just wait and see what guard happens in the next round. And then Salyer, Kennard, and Ingram go back to back before you can go. Now you ain't got no damn guard. So I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of the pick. I don't want people to think that I'm fine with taking Tyler Smith over some of the guys that were there. But if that's the logic, to go ahead and get your guard because you feel like the next three guards weren't going to be there for you at 56 and you feel better about the wide receivers that are going to be there in the second, I can live with that. But I'm not a fan of the pick right now.
I think they were Smith over Linderbaum because they figured, okay, now we got Tyler Linderbaum, but now we still have a giant hole at left guard and possibly left tackle.
Sure.
I'm just mad. Everyone's hustling, and we're just sitting there doing nothing. I'm sorry, man.
Yo, Danny, we won games, man.
We'll talk tomorrow.
That's how it go. We won games, man. But hey, tune in tomorrow, man. We'll be right here tomorrow. You got it,
Bob.
Appreciate you, Danny.
So much, man.
Thank you, man. Everybody, just some housekeeping. If anybody came in just a little bit late, we want everybody to know that we're going to be doing this tomorrow and Saturday for round 2 and round 3. Round 2 is going to be just as much analysis as you get on round 1, but day 2 is going to have just as much, like analysis and information. It's going to be similar to this day. Day 3 is going to be like we just chilling and watching the draft because I can get us to the middle of the 5th, and I can get us to the 6th round with offensive linemen, I believe. But once them 5th round corners start coming off the board, don't ask me nothing. Don't ask me who that guy is. Don't ask me about the special teams dudes. Don't ask me nothing. I think we're pretty deep at linebacker also, so just letting y'all know. But Devin Lloyd came off the board, man. N'Kobe Dean is here. Karlaftis is here. Whoever get Karlaftis, bro. I love Karlaftis, man. Top 10 player to me. Whatever. Whoever get that dude. And it's always them pass rushes that's like that end up going in day 2. It's always the Max Crosby type guys. You know what I mean? Them Chase Winovich kind of guys that always end up, you know what I mean? Well, that sounds racist, but Karlaftis is a good player that's not very explosive, and the non-explosive players be falling, but they're technique guys. The technique guys always end up cool, man. The technique high motor guys always end up good, but they go day 2 because they're not athletic as the other guys. Hey, man. TJ Watt, shit. Not that he was a day 2 pick or nothing like that, but you know what I'm saying. 31st, let me go to Tankathon and I'll tell you, brother. Said 31st is Cincinnati. 31st is Cincinnati, and Detroit was at 32, so Vikings at 32. So for sure, that's what we got left. What's up? Serious question about Malik Willis. What's going on with Malik Willis? Did he get caught with some dope at the border? So if you're the Vikings, Kirk Cousins on last year, his deal, you're probably looking. You got 2 more years. If Kirk Cousins is your bridge guy, because I don't think y'all love Kirk in that way, and we know that the Vikings wanted Justin Fields last year, right? New regime, sure. If you're the Vikings and your front office likes Malik Willis and you ain't had to trade nothing to go get him, he's just there at 32. I don't hate it. And we always talk about building the house. You know, Dalvin's there, Thielen's there, Justin's there. Offensive line is cool. Offensive line's fine. You could probably do some other stuff on defense later, fill some patches in. I wouldn't hate the Vikings getting Malik Willis at 32, assuming nothing weird happens in these next few picks.
I don't see it because all the next picks they have quarterbacks.
Well, but then you got to think about the top of the second round. So, Giants, Texans, Chicago's there with 39, but I don't think they got enough capital. No, I'm tripping. They got Fields. Never mind. Seattle, they just kind of sitting around. They got 2 picks, I believe. Seattle got 40 and 41 back to back. So, hey man, we'll see.
Only one quarterback has been taken.
Kenny Pickett has been the only quarterback coming off the board. It's strange to me. Oh, it's a weird that we got Tyler Smith to play left guard for us. Whatever though. What you got, Raj? Let me start downloading some Tulsa film. Get ready for that film session later. Shouts out to Andrew Whitworth. I wouldn't mind Malik Willis as long as we get Pickens too. That's Shaq the Vikings fan. Scott Smith said, I told Voch Karlaftis was overrated. Well, I don't think that means Karlaftis is overrated. That just means teams suck at drafting. And who the fuck? I don't even know you. You ain't tell my shit. I don't know you. I mean, welcome to the show and all, but Scott Smith, you said that? All right, Andrew. Let's get this pick in. Plus, that don't mean he's overrated. He's just falling. Like, Jermaine fell. Like, N'Kobe fell. Like, Linderbaum's gone. Devontae Wyatt on the board. That's crazy. Andrew taking his time. Who the Packers picked last time? They picked the DB. They picked Quay Walker. So, is this wide receiver? Do the Packers go another year not draft a receiver for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams gone? Scott Smith says, don't be mad. I told you all good. I'm fine, but I don't know who you are. I don't remember. Like, hey, Voch, you have to call Foots. We'll see. Well, we'll see about Foots. I'm starting doing. I'm gonna mute YouTube and see if I can get some friends. And if we got a link to pass around, we'll figure out if we need to get a link passed around. But okay. They're giving the Walter Payton Man of the Year award right now. At 10:15 Central, we giving the Walter Payton, not at the award show, but he just get another one for the draft. Adrian Lindsay dropped a deuce super chat and says, "Remember, Terrence Steele was undrafted." Well, Terrence Steele sucked, but he got better, so he wasn't supposed to get drafted. Appreciate you, Brumley. Hey, they about to start flying off the board too. Devontae, but so you got Devontae Wyatt and Quay Walker. I see them prioritizing defense in Green Bay. You get your Georgia kids, that makes sense. But sir, UCLA dude. What's his face? Kenny Clark. They got Kenny Clark. But fam, like what I don't understand, not even what I don't understand, but just more so like we just not gonna give Aaron Rodgers nobody to throw to. We just gonna do it like that. I don't know. Man.
Everybody that
Will Steele and Foster King still alive. I just want to come over there, show them some love. I just want to say what's up to them in the chat, man. They took the Georgia corner last year. Sure, they got Quay Walker now. They got Devontae. Yeah, so hey, but look, if you're gonna rack up on one team, that's a hell of a team to rack. Oh, look at Will Steele with his blazer and his chain on. Salute to y'all fellas. It's still live. So hey, maybe when some of our friends go unlive, then we'll have some guys to come in and give some reaction or whatever. But they only got. But because look, we ain't gonna be on this thing too long. after pick 32, they got 30 minutes to figure this thing out. After that, I'm laying down and studying some film to have one off. Look at that big ass boy. Look at Devontae Wyatt running past some kid. Look at that. God damn, look at that. Hey, y'all be ashamed of y'allself, man. But Devontae Wyatt is one of those athletes, man. And if you watch the Georgia D line, he's normally one of the first ones off the football every time. He has that quick first step, but then he has the power. You look at Devontae Wyatt, you would think that he's small, but that's just because he's playing next to Jordan Davis. He's not little at all. He's like he played at 315, and him being at 315, and he wears 315 pretty well, but he doesn't lose much athleticism or any athleticism. That's what he was. Devontae Wyatt can play 3-tech and 1-tech for you, so he'll most likely be the 3-tech. But in my mind, if you got 2 3-techs that can rush, Devontae Wyatt being 315, you could put him at 1-tech on pass rush down sometimes, and just kind of do that thing with him if you want to. Shouts out to Devontae Wyatt. We got 4 more picks in the first round, man. We got 4 more picks in the first round, and I'm hurting, bro. I ain't hurting. Like I ain't hurt, but I would have loved Devontae Wyatt. I would have loved some of these other guys. But whatever though. It's kind of scaring me that you don't have a Tyler Smith film review up already. Well, we did a lot less film this year. The Illuminati be acting, they be acting a little funny, but we will put out a Tyler Smith film session tomorrow on the volume. So everybody tuned in right now on the Voch Lombardi side. I'll be posting that link. We're going to post it on the volume, but we'll put the link in the Voch Lombardi page, and we'll post some highlights on the Voch Lombardi page or whatever. So both pages are going to be active, but we'll just cross that road whenever we get here. In my mock, I had the Patriots going Daxton Hill because I just think that just fits with Patriots and how Patriots do or whatever. But I mean, something to help Mac Jones would make a little sense. Like should the Patriots go wide receiver here? Have they gone wide receiver before? The Patriots.
Yeah, but it didn't work out the last time.
I think the Patriots should go. They should give Mac Jones some help. They should do things to make Mac Jones a little more comfortable. Nick Crab dropped the 5 in the super chat. Says these damn Cowboys are looking real content. What the hell, Voch? I know you want to be positive, but this is a horrible offseason. Well, the offseason is shit. And I like to be positive. I'm upset, but it ain't the worst that could happen. It could be Bernard Raymond, but it ain't Bernard Raymond. And at least we addressed the need, and I hate it, and there were better players on the board, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry big tears about it. It is what it is. Let's go into the phones and see who's on the phones while we get these last 4 picks processed. We can get busy and get ready for day 2. Steve, what up?
Hey, Voch.
What's up?
They went and made me flip the beer pong table this year.
They made you.
I guess.
Go ahead.
Their goal is to get worse on purpose. They let Philly know their business. So they let Philly know that we wanted 14. So they just the front office is garbage, man. At this point, I'm all for Jerry Jones's Jon Snow daughter to win her lawsuits and take over the team.
Jerry Jones, Jon Snow daughter is hilarious. He said he wanted Jerry Jones's Jon Snow daughter to take over the team. Jon Snow daughter is hilarious.
Yep. I thought you might like
his bastard child.
But, yeah.
That's problematic. I didn't say it. You said it. My God, right? Shit. Damn. All right, dog. We listen to you.
So, what are we going to take from this? Josh Ball must be crap if they felt
Jerry Ellis Sand. I'm sorry.
Tackle in the first round.
You say.
Last year
My bad. I'm still on Jerry Jones's Jon Snow daughter. You up here talking about football? Okay, I'm my bad. Let's get into football. My fault. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Jon Snow daughter is crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So last year we took 6th-round talent in the 3rd round. This year we took a 3rd-round talent in the 1st round. What are these guys doing, man? I mean, do we even think Joe Philbin can, groom anything? He hasn't shown me he can groom anything. They took a guy who's one of the leading when you do your film study, you might want to get ready to see a bunch of yellow because he pretty much led the NCAA in holding and false start calls. So I don't know, man. It just seems like
Hey,
we're
y'all
getting worse
hugging
on
and shit.
purpose.
Y'all ain't. Yo, Steve. Cole Strange just went to the Patriots. That's interesting. Let me talk about this for a minute, Steve. But fantastic call. Appreciate it, Steve. Call back tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Cole Strange. That's that Patriot shit, though. Patriots don't really draft well. Cole Strange? Cole Strange from Chattanooga. And they announced him as a guard, not a center. We all like Cole Strange. Cole Strange was a player. Y'all mad about Tyler Smith. Cole Strange was a player that I could see being a day 2 guy. He was a guy that in my mind, he was like a 4th round dude that would work his way into day 2. And he plays center, you know what I'm saying? Cole Strange, I got questions, bro. I'm sure they like Cole Strange, but it's some guys on the board though, and I didn't. Hey, teams suck at drafting, man. It is what it is. But if you watched Senior Bowl practices, or just if you watch film on Chattanooga, Cole Strange was a powerful player. He was pushing those little small junior college kids around. Hold on, Chiefs on the clock. Straight defense. Straight defense. Cole Strange and shit, right? Like Cole Strange was a guy that I thought was like a day 2 guy. He got Senior Bowl reps in. He would get beat a little bit, but then he'll recover, do a little better. Cole Strange is a solid player. I just didn't think that Cole Strange would be anywhere near the 1st round. I thought he would be late 2nd at the most. But that's a lot, you know what I mean? Mid-3rd at the, something like that. But hey, it's the Patriots' business. It's better players on the board. I want to know how bewildered Patriots fans are. That's y'all business, not mine. That's a fantastic situation for George Karlaftis. So look, watch these highlights and just tell me does this dude look overrated? Karlaftis, man, high floor guy. He's a top 10 player in my opinion. For that dude to get to to effort, high motor. For that dude to get to the Chiefs at 30 is incredible value for them. Rich get richer, man. I think he kind of fell in the draft because he's not as athletic as some of the other guys. Like he's not. But then again, like all the other pass rushers falling too. So like Boye and Mafe guys, like or maybe they just weren't 1st round guys neither. But Karlaftis, man, just a big Greek dude with a bad attitude, man. Great motor, great hands, great technique, just aggressive, beat the hell out of people, man. I love the player. Top 10 player for me. I think he's a better defensive end than Kayvon Thibodeau. So that's just my opinion there. But hey, we heard a little birdie prior to the show say it was here that hey, maybe in our mind the Chiefs should go wide receiver, or they was going to go Jameson Williams or whatever, and if not, that they were thinking about tackle, and if they was wiped out at tackle, they'll go all defense. So I imagine that the next couple picks over the next couple days for the Chiefs would probably be defense. So there you go. They got 2 defensive players. They may squeeze a wide receiver in there at some point. They may fit a guy in. Like if they get some good value for a guy. And I think that says a lot about what these teams think about wide receiver in day 2. Cowboys didn't go receiver. Packers didn't go receiver. And we looking at the Chiefs right now. Chiefs didn't go. So we feel good about the wide receiver talent later on in the draft. So that is what that is. Karlaftis off the board, fantastic player. Shouts out to the Chiefs. Jay Hustle on the phone. What up, Jay Hustle? I can barely hear you, man. Sound like you got your phone in a can of Chef Boyardee player.
Hey, you heard me now?
That's a little better, my guy. What you got for the show?
Hey, I purposely, didn't pay attention to, all the pre-draft and stuff like that. Previous years, we've been off and on the 1st round, other than last year.
Hey yo, Jay Hustle, you too cool, man. I'm gonna need you to talk a little faster. Bengals, hey yo, dog, the Bengals picking with your cool ass, man. The Bengals picking, man.
we talk slow, but
I feel you, Pat.
but I think that the Smith pick was a responsible pick, man. And I'm gonna say that, I know everybody upset, but I think it was a responsible pick. And Will McClay, he gonna bring it home in his next, 3, 4, 5 rounds for us, man.
That's yours? Damn, George. Yeah. What'd you say? Yeah. I heard you. Well, yeah, man. Hey, man. This all. Hey, you look, man. You can't get caught up in this off season, man, because it's Hey, we're just looking at Carl Loftus and his daddy. But yeah, man. Man. Think about this off season, man. And you're right, man. Sometimes it's better. I don't encourage not following the draft because the draft is fantastic. But don't go into the draft expecting to get a certain guy because then you'll be let down. But in terms of the pick being responsible. See, I was listening to you. The pick being responsible. Sure, I agree, because if you feel like you need guard and offensive line was running out quickly and Tyler Smith was a guy that you felt like if you didn't take him, somebody else was going to take him, then fine, man, do your thing. Get get that guy and move on with your life. But we got to hustle to address, wide receiver and the rest of our needs later on. So you're absolutely right, Jay Hustle. See, I was listening. All right, Jay Hustle, appreciate you, man. Great call, out.
All right, appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That Cole Strange pick was crazy. It's I don't know. James Morris dropped the deuce and says, "Voch, remember me, sir." I'll try. I'll try. King Ken dropped a 5 in the super chat. Says, "You saw Taco tweet. So who pick was this? Whose pick was it? Oh, Taco need to just play football and lead us to fans. Just lead fans to, Oh, I guess they're coming out with a Godfather thing on Paramount Plus. Ain't nobody getting Paramount Plus. Okay. Let's get Tariq on the phone, see what he's talking about. What up, Tariq?
Yo, what's going on, Voch? What's going on, Cowboy Nation, man? Everybody chill out, be easy, man. Breathe a little bit.
Sure.
Yo, we didn't get the pick that we all wanted. Everybody been mock drafted. Nobody put this dude in their mock draft for the first round pick. Yeah. But Dallas, we throw curveballs.
Yeah.
That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. My thing is, let's hope. Let's be positive.
Sure.
Let's hope that this dude could come in after a couple years and develop into a nasty dude on that front line to keep people up out of Dak Prescott's face, so where he can see on the damn field and throw the damn rock.
Yeah.
You feel me? And Zeke Elliott and Pollard can run. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be positive about it.
Because look, to be fair, watch this. To be fair, look, Tyler Smith has the ability. I don't want people to get this mistaken. Tyler Smith has the ability to be a good player for you. It was just other guys there. I don't think Tyler would be a bad player. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. And my thing is like this, man. Steven and Jerry know people probably a little pissed off about this. He know the fans probably pissed off. So tomorrow, between the second and the third round, they got to do some willing and dealing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If they can go up and get a couple of good players that everybody like, yeah, they good players, and I think they're gonna fit in Dallas. Yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole object of winning is keeping your quarterback upright.
Sure.
And we did something going towards that. Now, whether it's gonna work or not,
sure.
Hey, it is what it is. But other than that, I'm cool, man. I ain't tripping about this one. I knew they was gonna do something that everybody wasn't even thinking about.
Sure.
So, hey, man, that's all I had to say, Voch. I don't want to take up the time, bro. Hey, man, congratulations on everything that you out here doing in these streets, man. We watching you. We supporting you. We love you, man. Peace.
Appreciate you, man. Salute. Let's hit up Brother Jeff, see what he's talking about right now. Let's see if Jeff can come on and give us a quick reaction on Tyler Smith. Daxton Hill to the Bengals, fantastic pick for them. Fantastic pick. I ain't text Jeff in so long. His number ain't even at the top no more. Okay. Malik Willis just right there. You got 5 minutes for me and the volume. There we go. We're just gonna holler at Brother Jeff, see if we can get a quick quick reaction out. And if he say no, I mean, it's like, what else we gonna do if he say no? But I just want to get his quick thoughts on this. And I don't know how the rest of our Cowboy YouTube co-workers feel. You know what I mean? I don't really know. Can I do? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm about to call Jeff real quick. We about to just call Jeff real quick, see what's going on, and I'll just produce this on the fly. Give me 2 seconds. Let me mute this. Give me 2 seconds. Brother Jeff, what's good with you, sir?
Hey, Voch.
Yeah, so man, first of all, man, we live on the Voch Lombardi channel, man. We live on the volume. People keep asking for like Scoutcast or something like that. We're gonna work on it one day, Brother Jeff. But I just wanted to get your quick reaction to this Tyler Smith pick. I'm only gonna hold you for 5 minutes, man. Just tell me what you think, Doc.
All right, Voch, I have rules. First of all, I love you, and I love that you're on the volume, and I love that the volume is letting you be 100% you, and I think it's badass, and I love you.
Sure.
Second, I will start with saying the Cowboys are a good drafting football team.
Sure.
And the Cowboys have a track record of offensive linemen in the first round doing a really good job.
Sure.
Once upon a time, they picked Travis Frederick, who was supposed to be a third-round guy in the first round. And if it wasn't for GBS, he would be a Hall of Famer. Having said that,
sure.
Tyler Smith was the first third-round grade I got to mark off of my personal board.
Yep.
I hated it.
Yep.
I hated it.
Yep.
There were no offensive linemen outside Tyler Linderbaum to me that were worth the 24th pick once you got to the 24th pick. And to watch a team that just constantly picks the good players that fall in their lap like Baltimore pick him hurt my heart.
Yep.
So, like, Tyler Smith was somewhere around my 40th best player available.
Sure.
But, look, if you're a Cowboy fan, you are 100% welcome to trust Will McClay, Chris Hall, and all those guys over there over what I think about players.
Sure.
But I thought that Tyler Smith was a guy that you are 100% going to have to develop. Like, he's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he's nasty.
Yeah.
That's a good starting point.
Yeah.
But to me, that starting point is all he has, and
Sure.
you're going to have to build him as an NFL player. So I hated the pick, and I desperately hope to be wrong.
So, Jeff, my whole thing is, we all feel like he was overdrafted, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be a bad player for you. And, him playing left guard and can possibly do tackle things for you one day. I think that's what Dallas was looking for. But just let me ask you this. Do you think they leaned going guard now because they felt like there was going to be a run on like Salyer and like Kennard and Ingram in the second round, and they felt like if they didn't go guard now that they weren't going to be able to get a guard later? Because even if we take Travis now and Tyler now and we hate it, like we saw the mocks where he was going late first, so I don't think he was going to be there neither. So would you rather reach for the guard now or just not have one by the time we get to 56?
I think, man, there's guards that were still available that I had higher than him that'll still be available at 56, I think.
Allegedly.
But to that point, like Cole Strange went in the first round.
Cole Strange just went.
Yeah, and I had him as a third round guy. So it's like you never know how these things are going to go. You are one of my favorite people at the draft when you talk about how it's like, look, a lot of teams aren't good at this, so you have no idea what's going to happen.
Sure.
If you love a guy, you pick a guy, and you hope that they end up right. But to me, there was just so many guys. I had legitimate first-round players left.
I got 8 names on my list, Jeff. Karlaftis, like Devin Lloyd was there. I would have taken Ojabo. Wyatt was there, like the linebackers. Like it was a lot of guys, man. It was a lot of guys. Pickens was there,
Yeah, I think my guys were George Pickens and Sky Moore at receiver, Devin Lloyd and Kobe Dean at linebacker, George Karlaftis and Jermaine Johnson at edge, Daxton Hill in the secondary. There was a lot of guys I wish they would have taken.
Yep.
And it's just one of those things, man. The draft is wild, and you hope to be wrong, and that's where we're going to be, is that a lot of draft analysts are going to hope to be wrong if you want to see the Cowboys do well, because I didn't think that Tyler Smith was worth the 24th pick.
Sure.
I wouldn't have loved him in the 56th pick, and that's who is going to be on the Cowboys, and so hopefully it works out.
Thank you so much for your time, Jeff. I will hit your Cash App. Don't consume so much beer that you can't work tomorrow.
Well, I got bad news about that. They better pick George Pickens or Sky Moore to get me back on board. I love you, Voch.
All right, bro. Lewis Seen just went 32nd overall. Love you back, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Yep. Jeff Kavanaugh, man, said he had a 3rd round grade on Tyler Smith. I was more so late 2nd, early 3rd round grade. So that's what I think happened, man. What I think happened is I think the Cowboys wanted to really address the offensive tackle position and take someone that could play guard and tackle for you in the future. And they thought that there was going to be a run on guards in the 2nd round. Jeff says, you know what, I feel like a guard would have been there for us in the 2nd round. But shit, Cole Strange just came off the board before some of the guys that we love in the draft. So that is what that is. So the last pick was Lewis Seen coming off the board. I love Lewis Seen, another Georgia guy. Georgia guys just keep coming off the board. Hard hitter, fast player, can play free safety. He's a free safety that can come down and crack. Love the player, love the player, love the player. All right, chat, that is your draft. So now what we're going to do is the phone lines are open for you guys to react, but we're only going to do this for like 15 to 20 minutes because it's late as hell. I got a life. My guys that's working behind the scenes, they got a life too. And we've been doing this for 3 hours and 30 minutes. So just, hey, can I get flames in the chat for everything, for everybody that went live tonight, all of our content brothers and sisters. Shouts out to everybody behind the scenes and my my team or whatever. My guy Brumley, shouts out to him. Shouts out to our graphics guy that's constantly upgrading graphics, for us to, put work in. Like, it's a lot of shit that was going on behind the scenes here, and I'm grateful for all those guys because I never would have been able to do it by myself. So let's get flames in the chat on both channels, please. I'm going to hit a war call for them. Yes, sir. Somebody actually changed their name to but Voch in the chat. That's creative of you. I love you to pieces. Hey, so if y'all want to call into the show, now is your time. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna talk in the chat for a little bit, then we're gonna wrap up the show and get up out of here. Hey, Rod, what up?
Yo, Butch. Damn, man.
This shit. Yeah. Don't cry, man. Don't cry now.
This is something that I haven't seen in a minute. I mean,
yeah.
You take a tackle that has a 3rd round grade.
Jeff had a 3rd round grade on him. Voch had a 2nd. I'm sure teams.
I think a lot of people would have had a 3rd round grade on him. I mean,
sure.
After seeing the talent that was on the board in the 1st,
sure,
like that we could have picked up. I mean, after seeing what the Eagles and the Giants did earlier in the draft, I mean, I think we would have picked up Tyler Linderbaum,
Mm-hmm.
But because he was the best player available.
The conference has been locked.
Johnson or somebody that could have been better, but I mean,
sure.
I honestly haven't seen enough film on this. Have you? On
Tyler Smith?
Yeah,
I watched film on 206 players. So yeah, I've seen him. He's a good player, and I got some Tyler Smith film that I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna work on it tonight, and we're gonna put it out in the morning. Go ahead.
Okay, but who do you think in the 2nd round is available that you think that could help us right now?
Just looking down, George Pickens, David Ojabo won't help you right now. Karlaftis is going. I would have to look at the players' remaining board and get back with you. But just off the top of my head, and I'm gonna give everybody, because this is an all 32 thing that we're doing here. But every quarterback except Kenny Pickett is there. You know what I mean? So pick one of them guys that you like. There's some corners there. Kyler Gordon is there. Andrew Booth is there. As far as wide receivers go, like George Pickens, Sky Moore, guys like him are there. Nakobe Dean is there. Like, we talked about the guards already. There's the 2nd tier of like tackles. So like Abraham Lucas, guys like Kellen Dyche, guys like Max Mitchell could possibly go tomorrow. Cole Strange went early, so we don't know what the hell's going to happen here. I said Nakobe Dean. I mean, pick a defensive tackle. Travis Jones is probably
I got my eyes. I have my eyes on a couple players. I like Neil Farrell out of LSU. I mean, he can take up a lot of space in the interior.
Sure.
He's gonna be there. I feel like he's gonna be there in the 2nd or 3rd.
Sure.
Or 4th. Darian Beavers. I feel like he's gonna be there. I feel like that's somebody that could plug up the run. That's what he's gonna do.
Sure.
I seen his film. I've seen his film, and he splashes to me. Like, he stands out.
Sure.
And he's somebody that a lot of teams aren't looking at. And I think that it's the Cowboys, we don't. It's a hit or miss every year. So
sure.
That's all. I mean, those are some players, Kyler Gordon, that we need to keep our eyes on. That the GM need to capitalize on.
Yeah.
If we don't, it's going to be a tough. Because after seeing what the Eagles and the Giants did, I mean, it's going to be hard,
We'll see about it, bro. Appreciate you, A-Rod.
All right, man.
Yep.
All right, for sure, man.
Hey, man, I tell you what, man, the Eagles made a lot of moves, but they ain't get 30 points better, bro. They just didn't. They just didn't. We got James back on the phone, and we're gonna talk to him. We got James up next. Shaq on deck, 513 in the hole. Then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Rodcliffe Neal says, when can we expect film on Tyler Smith? Listen, I love y'all so much. It's 10:42 Central Time. We're gonna be done with this show by 11. Y'all gonna get Tyler Smith film in the morning, bro. So just look out for that. James, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry if I was waiting impatiently, but I just wanted to get something in here so I can go to bed because I kind of feel the same way you do. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say two things. Sure. First off, I've been a Cowboy fan for 41 years, and I'll tell you what, today was by far the worst first-round draft choice I can remember. Now, a lot of everybody, he's a good guard, and we might be able to educate him or whatever. Maybe you can, maybe you do.
I can make the argument that if
you can't.
Hold on.
But see, the thing is, hold on, let me finish.
I can make the argument that giving up. This is my show. Giving up picks for Morris Claiborne is worse than Tyler Smith. James, come on, James. You ain't that
I'm just simply saying, if I can finish, I think this was our pick. No matter what had happened, this guy was going to be our pick. Now, am I mad because I don't think he can be, as they call it, rehabilitated to play? I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm simply saying it's like on 4th and 2. When you go for it and you make it, you look smart.
Sure.
If it don't pan out, you look dumb.
Yeah.
All I'm simply saying is, if it don't work out, it was a wasted pick. I don't know if I would have done that. I agree with your assessment, as I always do, because when it comes to football, you know more than me. There were better guys that we could have chosen. I just would not have done that. I'm just saying I agree with you. I love your content, and I kind of felt for you. I wanted to reach out and give you a big hug because I felt I needed one too. I was upset. I mean, I'll probably end up regretting what I'm saying. Maybe this guy turns out to be a stud. But if he don't, it was a bad pick.
First of all, apologize for cutting you off. First of all, I'm a little upset.
That's
too.
Okay, because I was trying to wait for you, man. But I just wanted to get this out before I go to bed because I'm 50 years old and I'm usually in bed already. So.
Yeah. The only thing that I thought was bad about the pick was where the pick was taken. I like Tyler Smith as a player. I just think this was a bit early to be taking him though. Taco was a player that I thought was a bad player. I don't think Tyler Smith is a bad player. I just think it's too soon. That's all. So I feel you.
Yeah. And it's just the thing is, it's like I said real quick, and then I'm going to go. It's like on 4th and 2, you make it, you look good. You don't, you look bad.
Sure.
And I'm not saying this guy can't, maybe be coached and maybe he gets better and maybe I look dumb. But I think through the whole draft, the way the draft was going, and today the draft was crazy.
Sure.
People getting up in the draft with just one a player and another draft pick. It's crazy. I think this guy right here was our pick from the word go. We were going to pick him at 24 if he was there. I really believe this was set in stone. This was the guy we were going to go get. I don't think we were going to get anybody else. I think this was the guy we were going to get. That's just my belief. I think this was the guy we were going to choose.
I feel you, my guy. Hey, fantastic call, Brother James. Appreciate you.
As always, Voch, you great, man. I love your content always. You're the only person I watch.
Appreciate you, man. Get some rest because I won't.
Yes, I'll try to get rest for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. We got 2 more callers. We're going to wrap this thing up. Shaq, the Vikings fan, then 513 calling from Cincinnati. Let's go. Shaq, what up?
So, Voch, it's not like we could do only so much to predict the draft. And, sometimes teams just got to draft the best player available.
Sure.
And we can't fault them for that.
Sure.
So, with that being said, Lewis Cine, I feel like was a great pick at the end of the first half.
Yep.
At the end of the first round, and I'm like, well, if you don't want to take somebody 12th overall that you don't see worth that value,
sure,
you might as well trade back and get more picks.
Sure. Sure. Lewis Cine is a good player. I like him, and I think that's appropriate to take him right there. Lewis Cine was on my top 50 board somewhere. I think he was in my top 32 somewhere. So I think, or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was in the second half. But I think that's some good value for him. And I think, once at this point in the draft, somebody that you get at 32. All these are the same similar kind of guys. The guy at 32 is just like the guy at 25 or at 17 or at 46. So we'll see what happens.
He has that speed.
Sure.
And he's a free safety. So I'm like, let's rock.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Sure. Appreciate you, Shaq.
Take care.
Yes, sir. And we got one last call before we wrap up for tomorrow. We got 513. What's up? Who this? Hello. Snake. All right. Appreciate you. Yo, what a fun show, y'all. What a fun show. Appreciate y'all for being here, bro. Just appreciate y'all one more time, bro. Just work hard for y'all. Work hard for y'all, man. Hey, this was an amazing stream, man. An amazing stream that I'm gonna reflect on. Not today, not tomorrow, and not the next day because we got work to do. But once those days kind of die down a little bit, maybe next weekend I'll sit back and just reflect on what happened today. But I'm going to get in the lab. I'm going to make a film session to try to help y'all get sense of who the player is. In case y'all haven't watched film on the player, I think he's a good player. I just think he was ill drafted. So we'll see what happens. But a Tyler Smith film session will come out in the morning on the volume, assuming everything goes right on the technology side. Shit happens. Voch may fall asleep in the chair. You never know. But indication is that I plan on having I plan on doing a show tomorrow. So we're doing the show tomorrow, but there's going to be film in the morning. So that's going to be a thing. Somebody was like, yo, Voch, Colin Cowherd going to be on day 2. I don't know, man. Hey, man, them first 5 picks was cool, man. But when you wait till I get into a certain tax bracket, I'm not going to be streaming on day 2 neither. You see what I'm saying? So that's that. They just ended the stream on the other side. Should I try to get Fuster King in? No, it's late. I'm going to bed. Well, I'm going to do some work. Follow all social media platforms. The Volume. Type The Volume in everywhere. You'll find this stuff. Go follow it. Go like it. Follow Voch Lombardi on all platforms. Follow it and like it. Like I said, man, if this your first time tuning in to Voch's show and you appreciate what we do here, we go live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central. Now the schedule is going to be a little different this week because we got a boss fight called NFL Draft. So we're going to go live for the draft tomorrow and live for the draft on Saturday. But for the most part, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central. Shouts out to everybody working behind the scenes, man. We did a fantastic job, man. Fantastic show. Fantastic entertainment, man. Even the chat was great. We didn't get too much nonsense in the chat box. Love y'all. So with that being said, man, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woes and the Peasky Whiskey. Till next time. Volume.